What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Barbells and Trails podcast. I'm your host, Bret, back with Riley on episode 84. And
Yes,
today
sir.
we have another guest. It's Fredy Rodriguez. He's back yet again. You haven't been on the podcast since the live stream in November. So it's been probably 4 months.
I've only been here for two. Right?
Yeah, exactly. We were actually just talking about it last week, wanting to do another one. Either basically do a live stream with just us kind of bullshit and hanging out, or have like one or two people over. So it's a little more manageable with the mics and do
Last
stuff.
time it just got a little too hectic.
It did get a little hectic. I should have locked my doors or something.
It got a little we already had enough people in here, and
It got a little wild.
a little bit.
I wasn't expecting Christmas to be so outrageous, but I guess that's normal. Family Christmases get a little crazy.
That's what happens when we're doing a live stream. There's a party across the.
Yeah, when there's a party next door, it definitely doesn't help. No. But so you've been on the live stream. You've watched some episodes, yes. I presume.
Here and there.
Okay. What do you think?
It's not bad. It's entertaining.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I wasn't sure.
It's entertaining.
All right. Well, that's good. So if you guys don't know, me and Fredy are friends, but we basically met each other through work. We've been coworkers basically for the past 4 years until as of recently, which I mentioned in last week's episode that I switched jobs.
Yes.
So
Yep.
So we he's the one that drugged me into my terrible golf addiction, and we fed my addiction today, so that's nice. I feel invigorated.
You fed it. Here you go, Brad.
And I had my best game ever, so I'll take that.
You honestly improved quite a bit.
Yeah, I know. That's hard to do. That's hard for me.
It takes time.
It does take time, but no, it's been cool. So I do have to ask you, like normal, is there any questions that you have for Fredy?
You usually add this at the end.
I know. I'm going early. I'm changing it up on you.
Okay.
Exactly.
Honestly,
a little closer. Yeah, you're good. I just making
not
sure.
that close. Jeez.
That's fine.
I don't know, actually.
I've done this with Brian. I've done this with Kelvin, and I call him out, and I'm like, all right, pause the podcast. What do you have any questions for the guests since I know them better than you? And every time he's like,
We're better than him?
No,
well, usually you let
better.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said we're better than him.
Yeah, since we're better than him,
I'm better than both of y'all. What are you talking about?
In some categories, yeah, for sure.
At golf, yes.
I don't know about that one. You still got a little while, buddy.
My ego could be up there.
It could. Well, mine's getting up there until Steven came out today. That was rough. Yeah. Seeing a guy drive 380 yards. That's a little rough.
That's insane.
Damn near.
Yeah.
But
out driving the greens.
Yeah. That's nope.
Par 4.
That's above my pay grade for sure.
Well, honestly, no.
You have to pay to do.
I mean, so is
nothing that comes up
that you don't know about Fredy that you're curious and would like to ask him.
I feel like there's a lot that people don't know about me.
I know you're a secretive person. I told this to Bailey one time. I was like, I feel like I find something else out about Fredy like every week. It's just like some random thing, and I'm like, wait, what?
I don't speak about myself unless somebody asks me questions.
Okay, well.
Other than that, I'm not gonna come out and say anything.
I know he's just like I stay in my corner. If anybody asks, I guess I'll tell them. But if not, you're never finding out. So like, there's probably so many things like he
what question though?
I don't know. Like,
now it's
like
so broad,
dude. Been Batman in Florida. And we didn't know it.
Have you seen Batman and me in the same room at the same time?
Hey, that's
he
fair.
has a point. He has a point.
Let's hear it.
Well, let's hear it. What do you mean?
I'm Batman.
Oh yeah. that's what he wanted.
I ain't got the costume on.
You can't do it. You can't do it. But,
I gotta be in character.
So it is just a weird coincidence that both you and Kelvin both moved up to Tipton, Indiana, both coming from Florida. And you guys were within 2 hours of one another down there, roughly? Because he's from the Tampa area.
Yeah, he was Tampa. I was Okeechobee.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was
honestly
4.5 maybe.
Is there anything? So I don't know if I actually mentioned where I went in Florida on that podcast last week, but I did.
You did.
Did I mention? Mm-hmm. So I went to Okeechobee. So where you're from, I love how like as I'm going there, you're like, yeah. By the way, my sister and my brother live there. I was like, I didn't even know you had siblings. What are you talking about? Like, this is
you
the
didn't
thing.
know he
like,
had siblings?
I got an older sister and a younger brother. Up there.
And I was like, what? I only know of your siblings up here. I had no idea. And so, what is it what's the favorite thing for you to do when you lived in Okeechobee? Because it didn't seem like there was a lot there. There's definitely shit I didn't know about.
No,
But
I would say the only thing I ever did out there was just like, obviously school, hang out with my friends.
so
They
did you live in town?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
They were like skateboarders. I didn't know how to skate, so I just rode my bike. And I was
He's a BMX boy back in the day.
I tried.
I'd
Didn't
love to
work
see you
out.
on a BMX.
Did not work out, but yeah, it was just basically school, hanging out with friends.
You ever see an alligator that
Mhm.
was like, I don't know, in the road? Or do they not ever?
Not in the road.
Yeah,
like
well.
there was obviously the lakes that are over there.
Oh, yeah.
We would go swimming out there, and there was times where you would get there, the people were just like standing outside, be like, hey, right now we're waiting. There's a few alligators down the road. Gotta wait till they swim either upstream, downstream, wherever they're wanting to go, and then we would go in there and start swimming.
Yeah, no.
Fuck that. Nah.
It was just a risk. You wanted to swim out there? There's a good chance the alligator could pop up.
Yeah, he told me that. He was like, by the way, did you swim in the lake? And I was like, I'm not getting in a lake in Florida. Are you crazy?
Yeah.
Like, no. Like, the only lake I might have gotten the lake at my grandparents' house in Sebring, but even then, I know there's alligators up there. That's another hour north. Like, give me to northern Florida, maybe they're a little less common, but still they're around.
Yeah, they are.
You should have seen my grandpa when I told him. I was like, oh yeah, by the way, like the alligator population down here is like going downhill. He's like, nah. And I was like, what do you mean? Yeah, like literally at this point, I think in the Everglades, it's like 90% of the large natural fauna there are basically all dead because of pythons. They've killed that many alligators,
wow.
and like they eat alligators. They're getting that big.
I knew that, yeah.
That's insane. Because you might know it, but since you live there, the vet that's on the west side of town, like if you're going out of what's the main? Is that 70? No, 70.
I don't remember. You haven't been there in a while.
I don't know, but you know
Like,
the main.
I know how to get around. If I go to Okeechobee, I know how to get around. I don't know the road names, but I know how to get around.
Okay, so you know the
Fair
main
enough.
road that goes east and west across
Yeah,
Florida
yeah.
through Okeechobee. So if you're heading towards the west coast, like literally at the edge of town, there's a vet clinic.
Mhm.
One of the ranchers that my grandpa helps down there also runs that and is a vet. And I guess I don't know if it was on their property at the vet or if it's out on the ranch, but I think it was like 6 years ago. They found a python that was like 25 feet long.
Damn.
And he has photos of it. There's like 6 people holding it. Like it's massive. And luckily, I didn't see any snakes, and the only alligators I did see were in Cage Pond, and there was probably 1,000 of them in this 1 acre pond for sure.
And I would say, like, whenever I used to live in Florida, I obviously only saw, there's a lot of snakes there. Surprisingly, only saw one.
What?
Yeah.
And you lived there? Well, I mean,
Yeah, how long
lived
did
there
you
a
live there?
Let me see.
wasn't it like 10-ish years? Or was it back and forth? Because I know you came up here.
It's back and forth. It wasn't 10 years.
Oh, was it not?
Uh-uh.
Well, I mean, you came there when you were like 7, right? Went to Florida when you're 7.
First grade, second grade, third grade,
Yeah.
fourth grade.
Uh-huh.
About 5 years, 5-6 years,
Oh, okay.
give or take.
Okay.
But
You only saw one snake?
yeah, me and my friends, we were hanging out. We just got done playing video games to one of my friends' house. We were playing Dragon Ball Z. He had like PS2, so we were hanging out over there. We were walking out of his house, just standing underneath a tree because it was pretty hot. We were just standing underneath there, dude, and I thought I was standing underneath a branch, just a dark branch. Never even thought twice about it. Then all of a sudden, this motherfucker started just moving on me, dude. It was a big black snake there. That's the only time I've ever saw a snake.
I don't know if I've ever told you this. At one point in my life, I love how we were talking about this before literally recording. We're like, oh yeah, there's not really snakes around here. I like that. But I have dealt with snakes before where when I was probably 5 or 6 at the house we were living at, for some reason we had a snake nest in our basement, like in the crawl space.
Oh,
And
no.
So like at one point there for probably 2 weeks, we would just find baby snakes. Just like one time I went to go get a Gatorade in the back room, and there's like the basement stairs, this old concrete stairs in this old farmhouse, and there's just probably like a foot long little snake just chilling like 3 steps down. And I was like, Dad, and he fucking came with a glove, he grabbed it, went outside, took a hammer, fucking
Oh,
dead.
just like that.
like they found the mom at one point with the lawnmower on accident. It was just in the yard, and motherfucker
No
got
more
chopped up.
snakes.
No more
Lost that
snakes.
fight.
Well, there was one, and it was when my mom hit it, and I was maybe like 6. And my mom came in and told me, and I ran outside. I was like, what? I went over there. This thing was probably about 5-6 feet long, thick like black snake,
Yeah.
and the thing is, it was also pregnant. It had eggs all inside.
Oh.
And we were like, good thing we got that early.
Yeah.
Ah.
I know that's wild because it's like since then, like I was telling you guys, I don't think I've really seen a snake or really encountered snakes living around here since that point. But it was just
I've
like
seen
a
a
weird
few
situation.
just like around, like my mom's and dad's house, like in the
Yeah.
garden and stuff.
Oh,
That's
well,
it.
Yeah.
No, like okay, so I guess I also got to ask, since we always hear of the crazy Florida man that runs around Florida, they're everywhere. Is there any crazy encounters that you recall while you lived in Florida? Like when I was there, the only thing I saw was a homeless guy over by when we were on the East Coast, and then he was just like yelling at this random dude, just screaming at him. We're at the stoplight, and I was like, I don't know what the hell's going on over there.
Yeah, no, I don't have any crazy Florida man stories at all.
Dang it, dude! That's where the best ones are, though.
Yeah, no.
Like, he was young, so
Yeah,
was-
that's
he
true,
was-
yeah,
he was too
he's
busy playing
oblivious.
video games,
He's like,
dude.
I don't know what's going on.
he's
Did
thinking
you
about-
guys go to the like? Obviously, it's a little bit of a drive, but did you go to the coast very often? Considering you guys lived inland, like you're like right in the middle of the state.
Not really. No.
Really? I wasn't sure if you traveled much.
Nope. We didn't do much traveling. The only traveling I did was from Florida to Indiana,
Yeah,
and now I'm here.
yeah. Indiana's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I got stuck here.
Why are you here?
I ask myself that every day. I could be in Florida.
But do you want to be in Florida? I was there for a week, and I
No,
was
there
ready to
there
get
was
back.
I was over there when freaking Hurricane Katrina hit. Not a fun time.
Oh yeah, you would. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I also got to remember.
I forgot about that.
He's 27,
Yeah.
so he's older than me. So that was
You're
a,
old.
Yeah, we literally had to dig shelter at one of our schools.
Dang.
and it did it even I can't remember. Did it hit Florida real bad? I mean, obviously it messed up New Orleans.
Yeah.
But did it hit like coming through? Did it hit Florida pretty good then? As far as you remember?
Yeah, there was a lot of houses. Our house was flooded when we got back.
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
couldn't. We had to stay at the school for a few weeks until like that whole area where we lived, all the water kind of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's the one thing where I'm like, why go down there? Like hurricanes? Nah, I'd rather deal with
Hurricanes,
the tornado.
alligators,
I feel like I
snakes.
can outrun it. Like
Yeah. And a tornado doesn't last as long as a hurricane.
no, it doesn't sit and rain for possibly 3 days
Yeah.
from a tornado. It's like it's here and gone in 15 minutes. It's like I don't know. It's in the next town. We're good.
Now you mention that, I don't even know how many tornadoes we've encountered.
Like
in
that's the thing
Indiana.
down there. I feel like on the coast, like I know this is such a dumb story for a podcast, but like I feel like rainstorms don't last long. Like when I've been out to Oregon, even in Florida, I feel like it's like it rains, but it might rain for like 10-15 minutes and then it's like done. And then next thing you know, it's sunny, shining,
Yeah,
great.
Back to the
That's
beach.
Yeah. But then you
Oregon
come
is
here,
iffy though, dude.
it just depends. Like
Yeah.
it's like there's like a chance of rain every day, but it's like you might not even see it. Like it's just like whatever.
Or it's just gloomy and.
But I feel like
disgusting all
here
day.
we could literally have 24 hours straight of just rain. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of random when you travel more and you're like, oh, that is weird.
I
to
was
think about.
I was over at my mom's and dad's. My dad's like, yeah, it's supposed to rain, so it's probably gonna rain for like the next 6 weeks. I was like, yeah, it's
It's Like
fair.
every once in a while, we'll have a week where it's just like, I don't think the storm ever ends, dude.
And then like the next week after that, it's gonna be like 80 and sunny.
Well,
And,
I
like,
mean, that's 2 weeks ago now. We had a thunderstorm in the middle of March, hail, like tornado warnings. We're like,
yeah.
this is not normal at all. It's supposed to be
And
winter.
today
It's not
was-
even spring yet. What's going on here?
and then
like-
today was what 65,
Yeah,
70.
yeah. It's like this is great, like
I
perfect.
think it was 70.
Yeah, I got up
It
to
was
70
definitely
today.
nice.
It was good.
Soft weather.
And besides wind, damn wind.
Yeah,
It's
fuck that
terrible.
wind.
Well, if the wind wasn't there, dude, it would be so hot.
That's
True,
alright. I'll
but
take
I would have beat him.
it.
Oh, okay.
Steve, no. Well, I don't know. The wind didn't make a difference for him, so it don't matter. Like he probably would have got the same no matter what. I love how he was yelling at the wind during putting. I was like, I don't know if it
Wait, really?
affects your putt that much.
I mean, it could take it.
It could. I'm not. I mean, I know I'm not a golf guy, but still,
I'd say, yeah, that.
What was he
would
saying?
affect it.
I don't know. He's like, oh, this damn wind is pushing my ball back. I was like, it's on the ground. What are you talking about? The thing is, like, how we play, and I see like shorts or reels of golf courses out west or other places, and it's like literally the green might be an acre, and you're like, what? Like the green is like I might be putting 40 yards on the green. What are you talking about? Like, yeah, green and regulation's easy there because you got a giant target, but I might be putting from half a mile away. Like, what's going on here? I don't know if I can handle it. I would get too stressed out. I'd be like, I'm still chipping. I'm too far.
Yeah. That's how I felt at Wildcat, right?
Yeah, they got bigger greens.
Yeah.
They do have bigger greens.
I think it was the first hole. I fucking drove up there, and they were like, "Hey, I'm on the green." We pulled up. I was barely on there.
Yeah, you're like 25 plus feet.
So far away from the freaking
Oh my goodness.
flag.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a big ways. Probably from here to my car, damn near. That's all I remember.
That's at least how it looked to him. He's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, dude, I gotta go through a journey on this one for sure." I have noticed though, for your personality, and I guess I'm kind of the same. You get like random addictions to like different things, like video games, or mainly video games, golf every once in a while, and then it's like, but the thing is, you'll be like stuck on one thing, and you'll be wrapped into it for like 6 months maximum, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'll never play this game again. I'm moving on to something else. I feel like I'm similar, but my timeline's a lot shorter. Mine's like, yours is 6 months. I'm like, I got a month in me, and then I'm done.
I mean, that's the same thing, I guess, with songs. You know,
Yeah.
you
Do you
repeat
do that?
a song.
Do you do that with music? We were talking about that, I think, last week a little bit.
Yeah.
Here and there.
Yeah. Like
Well,
every
you-
once in a while, I'll
you
have a song
can't-
that I play
Yeah.
probably 15 times in 4 days, and then I won't play it for like 2 months. And then it
Yeah.
comes on, I'm like, yeah.
I alternate. Like, there's a few weeks where I start just listening to Spotify, and I just type in like new music and whatnot, and let that play, and then I get tired of the new music, and then I go back like to like top 50 hits in like 2000 and start listening to that for a few weeks, and then I move on to like my playlist or something.
Okay,
like that.
so any regular listener basically on Spotify.
That's true. I feel like the only people that get really, really niche is either like the two genres is mainly like country or like strict hip hop people. Like those are the two niches where people are like, this is all I listen to.
Yeah.
It's like I listen to country.
I have
And
such
then
a
they
broad.
barely listen to
I
everything
listen to
else.
so much like different kinds of genre. Like,
Oh yeah.
I listen to anything as long as it's not country. Country's not my thing. I'll listen to it. I know a few songs.
I like modern
I
country
would-
more.
I-
Like
I
people are like,
would
I like
not.
80s, 90s country. I'm like, nah, that's too cowboy for me. I'm good.
I like it.
I
like
like
all
the Jelly Roll Tide, the Morgan Wallen, where it's like a little combination of like a rock style, like country, like that kind of stuff. That's
like I know those names,
I get
but
it.
I don't listen to their music.
I feel like if you'd listen to some of those would be some of the country songs. You'd be like, all right, I can kind of get.
I
behind
think
some
you
of
would
these.
like Morgan
Yeah.
Wallen.
He's very, when it comes to country, like he's not your typical country artist. Like Zach Bryan's more
Yeah.
like folky, more like slow, mellow songs, and then
I've
Morgan
actually-
Wallen's a little more like
Somebody
rock.
brought this up. Zach Bryan's like more of an actually oldie kind of.
yes, his is a
Country's
lot
artist.
more old style.
Yeah, like, but it's a different like type of it. I feel like, because I was listening to like some older songs from like the '80s too, but they just don't. I don't know if it's about like Zach's voice or something, or the way he just like wrote his lyrics.
Sounds like you're falling in love.
No. Okay. No.
I mean, hey, he's a handsome fella, but man, people get too mixed up over those guys.
No.
I don't get.
Somebody just brought that up. It was just like, I guess he is like a order kind of.
Yeah, I see it. I don't listen to a lot of old country, but the one country that I feel like, and I was talking about this with my sister last week, was Rascal Flatts. Like that. Like as a kid, that is what I grew up listening to, is country, because of my mom in particular. I got the rock side from my dad because he listened to a lot of 80s rock and 70s rock.
I can see that.
And Nirvana and like that kind of stuff. And my mom was a lot more country. So like I could probably play 80 Rascal Flat hits out of their top like 25 songs and damn near sing every lyric. Like I remember playing like those albums a lot as a child, but I barely listen to it now. But then it comes on and I'm like, I know everyone and they're amazing and I like it. Technically that was the first live performance I'd ever seen, was Rascal Flatts. I was 5 years old. We went to the Indiana State Fair and they were playing there. And we were able to kind of like get up on the side of the gate and watch. We weren't in the stands because fuck paying for that. And I got to see him, and that was like my first ever live performance I was able to watch as a kid.
That's cool.
Mine was probably, I'm pretty sure it was Wiz Khalifa and Snoop Dogg.
Nice. Dude, that's a hell of a start.
Yeah.
So was that like the first concert you went to, or is that just like the first one?
No, first concert.
How
I
old
ever
were
went
you
to.
on your first concert?
I'm trying to think. Was I in high school? Or was I already out?
What song did they drop?
Well, if he was in high school, that was a long time ago. So
I was just thinking back. If he can't remember, I was like, what was the recent song?
Yeah, I think I was still in high school.
Okay.
I mean, my first concert I went to, I was, I think, 15. That one, it was country. It wasn't by choice. My mom had tickets, and I was like, I guess I'll go. And it was Luke Bryan. And at the time, I knew more of his songs. So I was like, if I'm going to go to a country artist, I guess I'll at least go to Luke Bryan, because at the time I knew some of his music. But the first concert I bought tickets for, went to, was a Kyle opener with an NF opener, and then Logic. And I got baptized that day too. I got baptized that morning, went to a concert at 7 at night, and went with my buddies, and it was amazing. I do love concerts. We were talking about that last
That would have
week
been
a little
a hell
bit.
of a concert.
Oh, it was good. It was good.
I think
I'm surprised NF actually did it with Logic.
Yeah, he did some openers back in the day. I don't feel like he does anymore. But
He's so big, he doesn't need to.
You know,
Speaking
I've
of,
only been to a few.
we all
I
going.
know.
We're
Speaking
all
of,
going. Well, we got quite a group going. We got what, 7 people I think going.
I don't know. I think I'm busy. I think I'm gonna be golfing.
No,
with
you're
Colin.
not golfing.
You're-
Stop trying to gaslight
I'm
me.
fucking dragging your ass.
Yeah, he's getting it. He's going on your Venmo.
He already said he's driving. He said he's driving.
Oh,
I said I'm dragging.
That's what I heard.
I'm not.
you're driving.
He's
Okay,
dragging me out there. At
He's
least
driving. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing too.
All right, we got a DD.
Fuck. You're all gonna be drunk as shit.
No.
Yeah, there's a good year. You might be.
Yeah, Kelvin might. I love how we talked
Kevin
about.
might not.
He's only been. I don't know. He made it sound like he was.
Yeah, I was
gonna
gonna
go
say I haven't
wild.
been to a concert with Kevin, so I don't know how he is.
Well,
You have.
you have
Have I?
Post Malone.
He did go with us, didn't he?
Wow, you forgot.
Yeah,
That's
I can
sad.
remember.
What do you mean? That was such a good night. That was so much fun. Andrew was.
That sounded
It
like
was
fun.
fun, but
He was lit. He was lit up for
Yeah.
sure. But it was entertaining. I had a lot of fun. We could have got kicked out, but it was fine.
yeah, yeah, he could have.
It was a lot of fun though. I mean, we were in a suite, so that was great.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was fun. And then we went to Monster Jam. That was
Yeah,
badass.
we did, dude.
That was
Monster
amazing.
Jam, yeah,
Yeah, dude. I don't know where you were. I think I texted you about it.
you did. You texted everybody. Nobody wanted to go. So
I was like, no one likes monster
I
trucks.
said, yeah, I'll go. I've never been. I'll go.
Oh yeah.
I was
I-
busy, dude. I think.
You were in high school.
No, actually, I think it was at the State Fair that time.
You might have been, but it was
We were a
fun.
little down the road. You could have driven up
We
there.
did struggle to find a parking spot.
We
That-
did.
Because that was the time we were on like the Spartan race, like me, my mom, and Noah.
yeah.
and
you
we
were in
had
Ohio,
a volunteer.
right? No.
No, we had a volunteer at the beef place or something at the State Farm.
He likes beef.
State Farm. What? Is it State Fair?
Yeah.
And those people actually they paid for us to go to Spartan races.
Oh, yeah, I remember Noah having a
A
beef
Spartan
stickers.
yeah, we
and
had
stuff.
a Spartanship.
Yeah.
Well, I guess they didn't
So-
pay for all
So
of it. but
I
it
mean,
was
I
like
know
a
I've talked to
25%
Noah
discount.
more about this, but how many Spartan races have you been involved in, and have, you participated in? Still
I-
countless.
I cannot count.
Really?
Yeah.
So,
it's that
how old
many.
were you the first time you went?
So 14 probably.
Do you know what a Spartan race is?
I was about to ask.
It's
Okay.
So did you ever do cross country?
No.
Well, you know what that is, of course, but it's more of a long distance kind of cross country with a bunch of obstacles.
Okay.
Like obstacles ranging from like a rope climb to a freaking spear throw.
Spear throwing to army crawling through mud under
Yeah.
wire
So
to
like Tough Mudder.
Yeah.
a more extreme tough
more
mudder.
extreme.
Okay.
And I did tell Noah, I was like, I don't know if I'd do a Spartan race. I would be down to do a tough mudder. That one's more
Nah,
like,
do a smart race.
I feel like that one's more like chillax. Everybody's just there to have a good time.
Nah,
Have
Is
you
it
ever?
teams?
dude.
Or is
A
it
Spartan
individual?
race.
I think for tough mudders, I think they have team things because I know that I've seen some where some of the obstacles you almost have to have multiple people to help pull you up because
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a
I've
real
seen
slanted
those.
board and stuff.
Or it just could be random strangers helping people out.
I would
That's true.
I would say do a Spartan race. Yes, you might want to kill yourself halfway through, but
Yeah,
once you finish, that feeling is
Isn't
amazing.
it like a tough mudder only a couple miles? I'm more down for that than
Yeah. How
Spartan
many
race.
miles are yours?
Spartan races can
So
range
this-
from isn't it 7 to
yeah,
14 miles?
yeah. So a sprint can range from 6 to 8.
Yeah,
And
I
that's
know
the
that they have,
shortest
different.
Different obstacles too.
Yes,
Yeah,
they
well,
have different
it's-
running.
ranges.
It's the same obstacles, kind of, but they just take some out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
Noah's
then like
probably done literally hundreds.
So when are we doing
I would
ours?
probably say I've done about 75, honestly.
Yeah. Noah's done
Dang.
many. Like it was almost in high school when Noah was doing it. He was probably it was like every weekend practically. It was
You get a medal every time you finish, and I
Noah
could just
probably has 50 pounds worth of medals.
he has 2 things that are just a bar full
Just
of
full
medals.
It's insane.
And
he-
I have
he-
that
just
same bar,
finishing.
but it's less, of
But do you
course.
get a medal if you like top?
Oh yeah, like
yeah,
Noah's,
you can
Noah's
podium.
a
I've podium before.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Noah was at one point I think in his
It's based on
age,
ages
yes,
as well?
Yeah,
in
age
his
group,
age
yep.
bracket. I think at one point when Noah was in high school, wasn't he like easily top 10 in the country or something? Like if not
Yeah.
higher.
He
Like,
was going
was
to
up there.
get sponsored by Athletic Greens. They
Oh, really?
actually they hit him up and everything, and something falling through.
Athletic Greens, dude. That would have been when they were smaller. Why the hell did
Yeah.
he not?
Yeah, I know.
He could have been the Joe Rogan of Athletic
Um,
Greens.
They actually I think they were thinking about it. I don't think they hit him up, but they were thinking about it, and something fell through, and then they just decided not to. And Noah didn't even like him. He was like, I remember in
I have
my
so
high
many bags.
I
in
know.
there.
I remember in my high school days, Noah would literally like every day try to down a freaking like Athletic Green like shake or something, and he was just like, "Oh, this is terrible."
Disgusting. Yeah.
I don't know if
Guess
they
what?
changed the flavors
I-
or something, but I've tried a few, and I was like, ugh.
What are you
Never
talking
tried it.
about? It's not that bad. I've tried. Noah one time was like, "Oh yeah, I got this like cool green juice thing. Like you should try it." I was literally drinking grass. I literally looked at it, and I'm pretty sure the main ingredient was wheatgrass, and I was like, "This has like everything." Like that was like mainly wheatgrass and lemon, and I was like, "This is terrible.
Yeah.
Why am I drinking this?"
Yeah.
Athletic Greens, I feel like is a lot better. Bailey struggles, but I was like, but I've always been the type that I can typically down things. Like I'm not a beer guy, but if someone was like, "Hey, here's a pint, try downing it,"
So what's that green for?
I could probably be all right. What is it? Oh, it's like a vitamin supplement.
Yeah.
It just has a bunch of stuff in it. Basically, all the vitamins. I think it's 72 vitamins and minerals. Just has a little bit of everything.
Mm-hmm.
But
But yeah,
it
Noah
was-
was
it's crazy.
definitely top 10.
yeah,
Like,
he was
I-
up there. It was wild.
He went to 2 world championships,
Yeah.
I don't know what that is, but it sounds cool.
like for OCR, obstacle course racing. That's what Spartan races are.
I need to do a 5K again.
Like
first.
we literally went to Canada.
Not me.
We went to Canada for
Yeah.
Noah.
That's true. We did go to Canada.
I got shin splints during soccer season. I was like, never again am I running after I'm done with soccer.
Fair
Nope.
enough.
Not for me.
Hey, you were impressed by my soccer skills last summer.
Yeah,
I-
the last time we played,
We
you
should
got
have had you
good pretty
come out.
quick.
I need to.
And we were only out there for
I know.
about,
Maybe an hour and a half.
yeah, I think we were there
I'm
longer
down.
than we thought.
We might have been.
Yeah.
Might have been a couple hours. I held my own. Kelvin was proud of me, and that's a British guy, and he's like, "Hey, that's
he
not
was
bad."
Calvin's
And
pretty
he's,
good at
and
soccer.
he's good, and he was giving me
Kelvin
props.
is amazing,
Yeah,
dude.
he's
I know. The
actually
first
really
time you
good
saw
at
him
I would-
handle a ball, you were like, "Oh shit!"
It was a volleyball. It wasn't even a soccer ball. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing? This is so light."
Because he played soccer in high school too.
Yeah,
So-
for 2 years.
So he knows some shit, and then I'm just out there. I think I was literally not these shoes, but I was wearing just regular shoes.
Well,
Like,
you
this
both
isn't
were
fair. You
cleats
guys are
on?
wearing cleats. I'm getting screwed over out here.
Yeah.
That's how you
I'll
do it,
next
dude.
time I'll wear my golf shoes.
Yeah,
Honestly, it'd be better than wearing regular tennis
I don't even
shoes.
have my soccer cleats. Like somebody has them.
Who's somebody?
It was like I actually hand them down because somebody needed a pair because their feet grew, and they're like the last second, and they had to go to state, and they tore the other shoes they had.
So he just like woke up one day and he's like, "Whoa!" Like he might no.
Not his. Well, I mean, his
Okay.
feet grew, but
How
like
old
his
was he?
older pairs. I mean,
Dude, what school
And
did
he-
you go to?
I was homeschooled.
You didn't know that?
I know. That's what I'm asking. You went to state for soccer?
No,
Homeschool?
no, he didn't. You didn't go to state for soccer. You're talking about your friend,
I
right?
did.
Or you did?
Mhm.
Oh fuck, I didn't know that. How did I
Yeah.
not know this?
So like,
For-
who was in your
Division,
yeah?
It was just homeschool teams. It's
homeschool
That's a
soccer.
thing?
yeah, that's the
Championships.
thing. We went all
Freddie is like,
Are you serious?
Freddie
Yeah.
is baffled.
well. Okay, my team did. I actually never did because
I mean,
both times they went to state. My
Would the
ankle was
easiest
fucked. And my
way-
leg. Well, we went to freaking nationals up in Tennessee.
oh yeah, you did do that.
Were
I
you
did know
guys
that.
allowed to compete against schools?
We did some Christian schools like Indiana Christian Academy.
Okay.
So would it be kind of like, I mean, the easiest way to explain, would it be like similar in comparison to like people signing up for like travel basketball teams?
Yeah, would it be
Yep.
like travel
Yeah,
soccer?
okay.
Because that was a thing. I signed up. a time or two.
It's something like that, but it's homeschool teams that they like. That's like our basketball program we had.
Yeah, that's true.
So,
Yeah, I never played sports in high school. I'm fucked. I'm out.
I didn't start till high school.
I mean, all I had.
in high school.
Actually, I take that back. First sport I played was wrestling. Well, I guess you don't play wrestle, but
Well,
I wrestled.
What do you mean by that?
you play wrestle? What are you talking about? I fucked my dad up when I was 5, dude. What are you talking about? Dude, my leg strength was wild. My dad was 200 pounds. I'm over here thinking I'm tossing him across the room with my legs. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I started late. I started in 7th grade.
Is that late?
Elementary, I did
Is
not
that late
play
for
any
wrestling?
sports.
I feel like typically middle school is when wrestling really.
Now,
I say that, but then my younger
most of the good
cousins.
wrestlers, they start like back.
True.
then.
Like my cousin started when he was in 3rd grade or younger,
Yeah.
and so by the time he's 18, I'm not gonna want.
Nah, I started. I started late for soccer. I started when I was freshman.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
That's pretty
I
right.
started soccer too. It's freshman year.
See, my sports.
I never played anything like at all with my like feet.
I don't think I've
handling or anything.
ever.
I was like,
Me neither.
all I had was
played
speed.
during recess, but that's about it.
I didn't even do that, dude.
I
All my
played-
friends went to play
I played
soccer because
kickball during recess.
I guess that, but that would be the only thing.
Yeah, the version of kickball we played when I was in school wasn't kickball. I remember. So this was at Heights at the time. There was just a hill out by the primary school, and so it'd just be like a group of kids. It was always guys, just out here in the grass. One dude would basically get selected to go kick the ball, and the whole goal was you get the ball and then you get to kick. That was it. We were like, this is so much fun. Like there was definitely a kid at one point that ended up going to the nurse because he got smoked in the face.
Oh, shit.
You know, just like kid stuff. Don't worry about it. You're 6. You'll bounce back. Like you're fine.
Yeah,
You're squishy still, I think. So you're good. Like don't worry about it. My athletic peak was 7. Like I was young. I stopped. Like I did karate in middle school and high school for a little, like probably 3 years. But other than that, I mean, I played basketball and t-ball and baseball as a kid, but that was about it. Then at the same time, like that's the thing. Like I kind of peaked as a child because for some reason I'm not a super tall guy. But then at the same time, when I was a kid, I was 5 inches taller than a lot of the same kids in my class, which didn't make any sense.
Yeah, so you
And
were a
then-
worker. Then you got surpassed.
Yeah.
You-
And then I got surpassed hard.
Yeah.
I got surpassed hard.
That's-
Then it was like, I barely grew until like my sophomore year, and then it was like finally, all right, here's like an extra 5 inches. I needed that pretty bad. Like,
That's kind of how it was with me. Like I grew so fast,
Like, at
out
one
of
point-
nowhere.
oh really?
Yeah, but like everybody I go around, like they're just slowly creeping up on me now. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm fine with my height right
Well,
now.
and then you got
Wait, your
Evan.
Wheaties too quick, dude.
I
Yeah,
guess.
Wheaties.
You never heard that?
Well, no, well, I know of Wheaties, but no.
He's never heard that.
No.
Like
Got
saying,
homeschooled as well.
Nah.
I'd know that though. Eat your Wheaties, kids.
I never ate Wheaties. Nah. Who ate that? Frosted Flakes, dude.
No wonder.
What are you talking about, dude?
Oh fuck.
I love how his eyes is going back and forth.
I'm nervous. I'm getting ganged up on by the Wheatie gang over here.
Wheaties
Nah,
pretty good though, dude. I love
Never
Wheaties.
had 'em. Never had 'em.
See?
I
I'm
just
not the only
remember
one.
the
He
saying.
knows the saying, so.
Oh, yeah, no. All I got is got
Oh,
milk.
I'm not tall.
That's why?
Yeah, I never ate my Wheaties.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Jeez, Freddy.
Is it
No,
too
like-
late?
Like at one point.
Nah.
Nah, you're good. You can
Just
keep going.
stretch
Just, yeah, dude.
Stretch.
Stretch out, dude.
and eat Wheaties.
Decompress those spines. Do some dead hangs. Stretch out the back.
I got a few inches I can grow, right?
Easy.
Yeah, about
easy.
like 7.
Up to 7.
7
7
inches?
inches?
Yep. I want to say about like next year.
He's over here like, what? You better you better start taking growth hormone and just dead hanging for hours at a time. Just stretching the spine, putting weights on his ankles, just pulling everything down. No, like my parents at the time, like when I first started playing baseball, actually were my coaches. And then they would put me on third base because I was the only kid in my group that could actually throw across the baseball diamond. Everybody else just had a terrible arm, and I'm over here like, I don't know. Like I don't know. I can just throw. Like I wouldn't say I ever excelled at any sport, but I'm like reasonably decent at a little bit of everything. Like I've always had good eye coordination, and other people just, which we've witnessed, just don't have it. Somebody that was in the military that we know.
So my sports career was basketball during PE.
Yeah.
Kept jamming my fingers. No, that was out the window. No basketball for me. All right. Get into baseball. You know, you're supposed to hold it 2 hands. I could not.
You did not hold it with 2 hands?
Nope.
He knows how to play golf, though.
I grabbed it with one hand. I could smack the fucking ball one-handed. 2 hands, no.
What about golf?
Yeah, wait.
Out the window.
What about golf?
Yeah, what happened?
I don't know. I need 2 hands for golf.
He's like, it
But
works.
Yeah, for baseball,
It works.
For baseball during PE, when we would play, like, and I had 2 hands on the bat, couldn't hit the ball to save my life. Put it one-handed, dude, I would fucking drill that bitch. So,
This guy's
that was out
stories.
the window.
Like he's
Well,
like a Bo Jackson. He just does random shit, and everybody's
Okay,
like, "Yeah, he did it."
What about tennis?
Yeah,
Never
you're.
tried it. Tri-Central didn't have a tennis team.
Boo. Tipping.
Florida, I don't remember that. I didn't play any sports in Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, I saw
That-
the old school. It
so-
looked like it got hot back in the day in there.
How did you get into soccer?
I don't know, because I
It's
I'll
just
be
like a
honest.
ball hit me in the head one day, and I was like,
I
Kick it.
hated watching soccer growing up on TV.
I mean,
Always thought it was the
fair
most
enough.
boring thing, and then here comes freshman year. I signed up for the soccer team.
so just out of nowhere, you didn't like have any preconceived notions of being like,
No,
I
my
wanna
friends
try
just
it.
played soccer. They were like, "You should try it." I'm like, "All right, sign up." Had a heart murmur at the time, so then I got kicked off the team until I got cleared. Which I guess I didn't start playing soccer until my junior or sophomore year. And then wrestling was the same way. I didn't know. The only thing I watched was WWE. And my friend Tresden and his family were like the coaches, middle school. He was like, "Hey, you should come out, try out to the wrestling team, hang out with us." I was like, "Fuck, I watch WWE. Can't be that hard." So I joined the wrestling team.
you're like,
Turns out,
Rey
not
Mysterio's
the
my
same thing.
guy, dude.
Not the same thing.
No, not at all.
Not
no,
even
really?
close. Yeah. So
I
that's
loved
how I got into
WWE as a
wrestling.
kid, dude. I named at least 3 pigs Rey Mysterio back in the day.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
There's only one.
Well, they died, so they ended up at the supermarket. So I had a new one the next year, and
There
yeah.
you go.
Rey Mysterio
Yeah,
too.
he did make
Bro,
me funny,
I had a
but-
prayer as a child that like every night, every year it got extended because I said like I was basically saying thanks for like people in my life, all this stuff. So it was like my family, my grandparents, and then at the end, I would add on like the pigs I had. So like at one point it was like Rey Mysterio,
Rey Mysterio 3.
Thunder, Lightning, like these were all names, and it extended
Bacon,
so far.
pork chop.
No, I never did that. That was weird. I was like, no, I never did that. Nah.
I never
that's not-
named my pig, so if
I did every year. Like it was like
I did because you guys named them for me.
we did. Actually, we did. I forgot. What did we end up naming them that year?
Mo.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Curly.
Oh, we went Three Stooges.
What's the last one?
Mo, Curly, and Joe.
Joe.
Yeah. Yeah, no, me and Bailey, it was like a religion. We like every time we get a pig, we'd be like, all right, we gotta. It was like when you bring a baby home, if you don't have a name picked, you gotta like,
4-H, or
yeah.
you guys just got pigs at a.
Well, so technically, me and Bailey started showing before 4-H because Hamilton County at the time offered. I don't know if they still do it, but it's called carcass shows. Let's just say as a kid, I didn't know what a carcass was, and so basically the whole thing is you raise a pig. It's more like a market animal. It's not the same, but you get to show all this stuff. You get placed based off of obviously how you show in the animal, but then they also base it off the carcass after it goes to market, and then they'll judge the actual meat stock of the animal. I didn't know that.
That's
Thank
actually
God.
interesting.
But that so technically I started showing when I was 7, but I didn't start 4-H until you're 9 in 3rd grade.
Okay.
So Bailey technically started showing when she was like 4. So she has like 4 years up on me.
You know, I wasn't about 4-H. I didn't even know 4-H was a thing until I moved to Indiana.
Honestly, a lot of people
Yeah,
don't.
no, they don't. Like they really don't. Like even people in Florida, I don't think know.
Yeah.
Depending on where you are. Like,
I mean, a lot of people in Anderson doesn't even know
No.
what 4-H are.
even
It is.
people at my school. Like,
Yeah.
you're up at Tipton, like what? It's like, yeah, I got animals. What do you mean?
I don't know.
They're like, you
It
got
just
a farm?
surprises me, I guess.
Sorta.
I got a few pigs.
I got a
chickens,
barn.
Rabbits.
What do you want?
Cows.
But no, yeah, like every year we would name our pigs. It was always something different. Like I would take book characters for books I loved. Never did like Harry Potter or anything. That's too gay. I would never do that. But like I never named him Harry.
I like Harry Potter, the movies, the books. Nah, no.
Did you ever read them?
Nope.
Okay, so you can't judge it. So shut it.
I can't judge it.
No.
Wait, why do you not like him then?
Because you can't read.
They're too fucking long. All right, so during
The
school,
movies are fucking long.
well, for me, the books would have been longer.
Yeah. The last book I think is like 1,600 pages. It's big.
Yeah, but isn't every movie like over 2 hours?
Well, that's the thing. The last book is the longest. So is the last movie. That's why there's part 1 and part 2. So it's like a 4-hour long.
You cannot read that fucking book in 2 hours like you can watch a movie.
Yeah. He is.
Oh, I mean,
Yeah.
No question.
The thing is, I started reading. So I think I've told this story on the podcast. I don't know if I've necessarily told you, but like when I was in elementary school, so I was already in special ed. Couldn't focus, and I just sucked at grammar. I sucked at my first language.
You still do.
I do.
I do too.
He was making fun of me last night. Speaking of, but no. So I had like in 3rd grade, I think I had like a 1st grade reading level. Like but I went into school like knowing my ABCs. Like I was above average because my mom worked on shit with me when I was young.
Mm-hmm.
But then by 3rd grade, like I was like, nah, books suck. And then my uncle bought me Harry Potter, and I'm a 3rd grader reading this, like 8 years old, starting to read this. And within that school year, I went from 1st grade reading level to 5th. And the thing is, I told my sister, because she's like, I can't read it. All those words are weird. I was like, I don't know what they mean. I don't even know what it says.
Just know how to
Like literally, as a kid, I would just make up. I'm like, I think that's what it sounds like. Like I didn't know her name was Hermione until they made the movies, and I watched the movie. It's like Hermione. I called her Hermione or something, like Hominy or something. Like I would just be like, I think this is what it is, and I just keep reading because I read in my head.
I did that a lot.
I would just do that, and my sister would be like, I could never read it because of the spells and the words and all this. And I was like, I didn't know. I just put it together. I was like, cool. That's a long spell. That's
You just put it in your imagination.
exactly.
You see, I couldn't do that with books. Like anytime I would try to read a book, I would get 2 pages in, ask me about it.
Yeah,
I have no fucking clue.
it's
I'm
fair
on page
enough.
2.
I definitely,
That's all I know.
I definitely have fallen off books from
Like,
high school.
So since I haven't read Harry Potter in so long, like if someone asked me specific details, I'd be like, I don't know, because I know the movies more. I've watched the movies.
I would have to get into them. Like the only books I got into were like action books. So like Alex Rider, I don't know if you know.
I think I've heard
He
of
was
him.
like a spy agent.
Oh, okay.
I like those, so
Yeah.
I was able to retain what I was reading with those.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If you're reading a book you're not into,
Yeah.
As I say,
And for school, like they would make us read books to get like points. We had to
Yep.
take tests on it.
Yep.
So like I tried reading the big books because they obviously had more points and I could reach my goal quicker, and that was not working out.
yeah. I mean,
And I was already one of the slowest readers, so like it would take me a whole freaking school year just to read one book.
Oh no, I was not a quick reader. When I
neither.
went through
Yeah,
Harry
I'm
Potter, I started the series in 3rd grade. But the thing is, I never read in the summer. I was like, I'll read when I'm bored at school, not at home. I got video games.
Yeah.
I can go
Halo.
outside.
Call of Duty.
Exactly. Like my mom would be like, you need to read during the summer for like at least a half hour, and I was like, no, I didn't.
I couldn't.
nah.
So I didn't like finish the series. I don't think till 5th grade or something.
So you would have your
3 years.
reading level then.
Well, at that point, I was above a 5th grade
Okay.
reading level. He's over here being like,
Well,
"You
I didn't
stopped."
know you didn't. I didn't know what book you would be on. So.
Oh, so reading level just means like how well you can comprehend.
Well,
and
I knew
understand
that, but I
English.
just didn't know how the books were.
I was all slow.
Oh, I was a slow reader for sure. Like if
Yeah,
I
I
read a
would
series,
say-
it took a while.
Elementary till middle school, that's whenever I started getting. But 1st, 2nd, and 3rd grade, I was still learning how to speak English, so
That's fair
that's
enough.
why I
Yeah.
couldn't retain that fucking stuff.
Yeah. He told
Actually,
me that he
yeah,
can't
that's-
speak Spanish anymore. You liar. I'm gonna call you out. I don't think I ever did when we were in that lobby on COD, and then all of a sudden I'm the only English speaking person in this
Wait,
lobby.
so
And he's over here having a conversation for 7 minutes during this match, and I didn't say a word. I'm pretty sure I got called a bitch at one point.
Yeah, we're
so you do know how to
Yes, he knows how to
yeah,
speak
we-
fluent
Spanish.
Spanish? Okay.
we were playing. What was that game mode?
I think we were playing like Kill Confirmed or Gun Game or something.
No. It
Was it gun game?
It wasn't gun game. No.
Well, I
It
thought
was
it
like
was
a
Gun
full
Game.
lobby. It was
Yeah.
a full lobby, and nobody was on teams. What's that game? Game mode.
Dude, it was either. I'm telling you, I think it was Gun Game. I think it was.
It was gun game.
It was.
Because those fucking snipers were pissing me off. And that's whenever I started going off.
Dude, like, I'm just sitting here and immediately, like, they're talking and we're playing together in a lobby and we join and I'm like, well, I don't know Spanish. And then all of a sudden I hear Fredy talking. I was like, oh, motherfucker. Like,
You just kept quiet.
Yeah, I think I said like 2 words. Like the whole time he's speaking Spanish. And then the next lobby, like, it was like nothing happened. He just kept going. Yeah, when he was on the live stream, he's like, I don't know what portales means. I don't know. It's been years. If you don't speak it, you lose it.
You do. So like, there's
but
a lot of words that I don't.
Yeah. You know, you can have a conversation, but specific words. Yeah.
That makes sense because I knew by time you kind of just lose if you don't start speaking it fluently.
Yeah, no. He said that, and then it happened. I told Fredy, I think I told Kelvin the next day. I was like, this motherfucker. Like, I can't believe he did this to me. Like, if there's any gaslighters in my life, it's Fredy and Kelvin. Heavy. Like, they're over there pouring gasoline on that fire, and they're lighting it every day.
I usually let you guys in after it runs a little bit.
Yeah, after it runs for at least a day. This dude tell me,
yeah, guess what?
Or a month when I was telling people he got shot when he was 5. You got a damn vaccine.
That was funny.
Yeah, it was like we're at the bar, both been drinking, definitely all buzzed up, playing darts. And we're just sitting there talking, playing pool, I think, or something. And he's like, yeah, dude, I got shot as a kid or something because maybe I saw the mark on your arm and I asked you about it or something. And I was like, wait, what? And he showed me, and I was like, oh shit, like you got shot when he's 5. That's fucking wild.
I didn't say 5. I said I got shot when I was a little kid.
I think you threw an age out.
Did I?
I think so.
You were drunk.
That makes it more believable.
Yeah.
Though, if I throw out an age.
And he's like, Mexico. I'm like, cool. I mean, yeah.
I mean,
like, I don't know what part of Mexico is. Like,
exactly.
A stray bullet. Like, I don't know. And and then it's like probably 2-3 weeks later, I'm talking to Kelvin. I had already mentioned it to him privately. We were talking about it. And then we go out to the bar and he's like, yeah, dude, Bret told me you got shot as a kid. Like, what? And he's like, yeah, by the doctor. He's like, I got a shot by the doctor. I was like, you asshole.
You made me believe
Yeah.
for 3 weeks.
And then I was sitting there and I thought about it. I was like, my dad has the same scar from that vaccine. What the, like, I'm an idiot. It's literally on his arm. And I was like, what is this? Like, I just got completely gaslit for 3 weeks. I was like, damn, Fredy had it rough. Like, you got shot as a kid? That's wild. No, he just got a needle. Needle in the arm.
I mean, he did get shot.
Yeah.
I wasn't wrong there.
And I bet he did get shot when he was little.
Mm-hmm. So, did I really gaslight?
Yeah, a little bit. You got a shot. You didn't get shot by a gun.
I didn't say gun. I just said I got shot. I didn't say, hey, I got shot by a gun. I didn't say it was a pistol or an AR. I said, hey, I got shot. Look, here's the mark. True or false?
True. I got you.
I don't like you. I want Kelvin back where he just roasts him the whole time.
He was, dude.
Or he was on you.
I was like, what the fuck?
He was on you like mud on a cow.
I didn't know what we were talking about.
I did not see that clip, so what did he?
It was just a bunch of. I don't think it was anything particular, but he just like kept throwing shade at Riley. Like, I think at one point he was, I don't know what he was talking about, and Riley was like, kind of sounded as if he was skeptical, which I don't think he was. He just like made a comment.
Yeah.
And then Kelvin's like, "What? You don't believe?"
I was like,
it?
"What the
and
fuck?"
He just like starts going in on him, and Riley's like, "I didn't."
I was just agreeing.
It's like I was agreeing with you, and he's like, "Oh, okay." Like,
fuck you.
The only time I see Kelvin get heated over anything, I think the most, has been Avatar. Avatar and golf. That's the two things.
Which Avatar?
The movies. He hates them. Like the blue people.
Oh.
The blue
Especially
people.
the second one.
I'll be honest, I wasn't a fan of the first one. I hated it. But then I rewatched it. I was like, it's not that bad. And then we watched the new one. And I was like, it ain't that bad.
Like, Kelvin's like, it looks like ass. Video games look better. Like, all. I was like, no, it don't.
I've never
like, what do you
played the
mean?
video games.
Like, I mean, video games are good, but that's still better. Like, live capture and stuff. And then I told him, I was like, yeah, you didn't know that they also did all these scenes literally 30 feet underwater, like filming this with oxygen tanks down there. And they'd be in the pool for 3 hours. And he's like, no. I was like, all right, like, you got to give them some props because no one else has done that. And he's like, well, I didn't know that. You're just a nerd and like watched a video on it. And I was like, yeah, I am actually, buddy. You're yet the first time he was on the podcast, we had a discussion probably for 30 minutes where he's talking about all these like minute details in Five Nights at Freddy's, and I was like, I
Yep.
could care less, but this conversation's rolling.
I was intrigued. Okay,
Like, you
so-
just started saying all this stuff. He's like, yeah, this guy like hides stuff in the audio and all this, and I was like, I don't even think I ever played the first game. Like, I don't like whatever. Like, I know what
Five
it is.
Nights at Freddy?
Yeah, dude.
There's
that's
so
your
many
game. You didn't know
games.
it?
No.
Oh, well, I guess should we at least explain it to him?
Yeah.
Okay,
You don't know what
You
that
got to
is?
now, no.
Okay, so basically, it's a video game. They just came out with a movie, and this was something that why me and Kelvin got on the conversation of it. But basically, the plot of it is you're a nighttime security guard that gets hired to work at this like pizzeria, and they have animatronics, kind of like a old creepy Chuck E. Cheese, and they have like animatronic performers. It turns out that these things are like sentient, and basically they try to kill you. And you're like, and the original game is just like a phone game, mobile game, and you're just like in a security room, and basically you have like 3 buttons, and it's basically to turn on lights, to in the hallways, and to like change cameras, and to I think close the doors. But you only have so much power throughout the night, so if you waste it all and just have the doors closed, your power will run out, and then they'll just get you. And the goal is to survive till 5 a.m. And there's like multiple levels, and that's it. And that's all it is. But they've made like 8 games off of it, or something ridiculous. And then they made a movie off of it this year with the guy from Hunger Games.
The guy from Hunger Games.
I don't know his name.
What's his name?
You watched Hunger Games, right? Yeah. You know the guy in the first one, Peter? Peter
Milan?
No, I don't think so. I don't think that's his name. But he's the guy that was in that movie.
I know his name. I just can't.
And he was also in the new movie Beekeeper with what's his name? Bald dude. It was in Fast and Furious, and he's been in other movies too. I'm blanking on his name. I'll say, is it Jason Stamos? I think it is. Jason Stamos.
I knew it starts with Jason. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't, like all of a sudden this guy's career's taken off again, and he was in Hunger Games, and that was it for 10 years.
Well, I mean, he's been in other movies.
Yes, he has. I didn't see
We
him.
don't remember.
He ain't no Samuel L. Jackson. I don't care. Samuel L. Jackson, he has it. Morgan Freeman, they got it. Like those guys, they're in everything. They're great. I like whatever
He's
movie
been
they're
in other
in.
movies.
It's good.
I know he has.
Who?
The guy from Hunger Games.
Nah.
Yes, he has.
What?
Name a movie.
Yeah. And the year it came out.
Yeah, come on, bud.
The year that came out.
Okay, at
Now
least
that's
name
a
a
stretch.
Just name a movie.
Um.
Not something that I just mentioned.
Was he in?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Was he in Narnia?
No.
No, he's not in Narnia.
No, that's the other kid I'm thinking of.
Yeah, that's a different kid.
I don't know why, but I watched all the Narnia. I
never even watched
got
Narnia.
halfway through some of the books. Never
Oh!
finished the book, but I watched them.
Planet. Wait, not Planet. Yeah,
Planet?
Journey to the Earth.
That was before Hunger Games, but yeah.
You just said name a movie. Fuck
okay,
you.
He was a kid. He was a kid. Journey to the Center of the Earth with is that Brandon Fraser?
I have no
I think so.
idea.
Dude, like that dude was a hunk, and then it just went downhill really fast. Like age hit him hard. Yeah. Age hit him hard. I know they made him extra fat for the movie The Whale, but like the dude 2000s, like I'm watching him, he's in Mummy, and I'm like, this guy's badass. He's shooting mummies with a shotgun. Like this is cool. And then like now you look at him, you're like, what happened, dude? You could have been a model, and now it's gone.
Yeah. Happens.
Nah.
It
I'm
happens.
aging like fine wine, dude. It's either that or my hair's gone. It's one or the other. Like I gotta hold on to this shit as long as I
Nah,
can.
this bad boy's gonna turn gray before I start losing it. I heard
That's
there's some
fine.
grays
Go
in
gray,
there.
dude. That's fine. Gray's
I'm
it's silver
tempted to
fox.
Just say fucking just all gray already.
Yeah, why not? My uncle went gray at like 35. Like it's cool. Like
I'm good, guys.
yeah, is balding in your family? Are you safe?
Have you seen my dad?
Well, typically it's off the mother side, so
Let me see a picture.
You want to see my dad?
yeah, bring him. Where is he?
I've never seen him.
Well, my
If I
phone's
have,
recording. I
I know.
can't. My dad literally only has hair on the back of his head, like right.
My dad started shaving at shaving.
And it wasn't. He just shaved his head. It just started falling out like after the age of 45 or something.
My
Yeah,
dad
so still
started.
got some years,
My dad started balding at like 32.
Oh, well,
and then just
Nathan's
started
actually.
shaving. So my dad shaved his head basically my whole life. He could grow hair, but it probably wouldn't
Noah's
be-
losing hair.
Oh.
And you know how short he gets, but you can see like
Is he
just
a
a
year
very.
older, a few years older
He's
than you?
3 years older than me.
Okay.
Yeah, so
And Nathan's
he's
3 years older
He's
than
like
Noah.
6 months younger than me. Yeah, big family. Just kidding. There's only 3 of them. Is that big? 4?
There's 4 of us.
Yeah, there are
I
4.
think that's average.
Is it? I don't know.
Hmm?
I don't know.
4 kids. Oh man,
about
we
right.
would have
Shit.
had 7.
Yeah, he did say that. I've had 3. No, what? No, 1, 2. What?
See,
There's 2 of us.
I'm in the middle of 7.
He's adopted 3rd.
I would have been the youngest of 7.
That would have been wild. My cousins have 7 kids. And the age bracket is from, like, what the youngest is my age. The oldest is, like, 38.
I mean, just look at me and Katie.
True.
Yeah,
True. That's a good age gap. That's
It is.
what, 15 years?
Yeah.
I got you.
Down here.
I know
Maybe
what I'm talking
more.
about.
How old is she? 35?
I want to say 34, 35, yeah.
Because he's almost 21. You said 15?
I'm 19.
Oh, goddamn. Where the fuck have I been?
He's a baby, dude. I'm telling you. I took him to his first, like, big concert. And then we got evacuated. You were there.
We were, yeah.
He was
That
there.
was insane.
Yeah.
That was wild.
You guys literally came and said hi to me. I was sitting
Yeah.
down.
Yeah, and he's like, come sit with us. I was like, no, we're partying with the young kids.
That's why did I forget that?
Yeah, he was with all the old people.
I just
at the
remember
top.
like I remember trying to like clear out, and you and me are just like
We're
everybody's
literally
getting
sitting there.
dead.
And
Everybody's
I called Fredy. I'm like, where are you? He's like, dude, we're outside. We got rushed out. And
I
I'm
was
like,
literally coming out the pisser, dude, when that whole fucking wave just went by.
and we think it was a water bottle, right?
dude, literally at one point, I think someone accidentally stomped on a can when they were running, and then it made a pop.
What if
and
they
people
did that little
freaked out.
twisty thing on the fucking
No, I hope not.
bottle?
That would be terrible.
and then just fucking let off the lid?
I love how like afterwards you called and you're like, what happened? I was like, dude, I don't know. I think there was
Yeah,
a
'cause it was
knife.
in your
and
section.
then, yeah. Like it
Yeah,
was.
it was behind
15
us.
feet
We were the
behind us.
section over.
Yeah, and then the thing is, we are sitting there as tens of thousands of people are like exiting, and we're just standing there like there wasn't a gunshot.
We were standing up, dude.
Yeah, no, I was like, I know gunshots. That wasn't a gunshot. I live next to a
Nice.
shooting range. I hear it all the time.
Also,
I
how they
knew
get
that
a
was way
gun, dude?
loud.
They're
Yeah, it's
freaking-
security. Like they're not that bad, are they?
No,
Yeah,
man,
nah.
that thing would have beat.
I just remember like everybody
least
trying to
they're
clear
focusing.
out, and people like on wheelchairs like literally had to maneuver
Yeah.
around
And
people.
then at one
dude.
point, I remember we walked past the guy. He's like, "These guys are pussies. This shit happens on the east side of Indy all the time.
Yeah.
People get shot every day. Continue the concert." Like,
No, but I think they took freaking Wiz off.
oh yeah,
Yeah, he
after
ran
everybody
off,
ran
didn't
there.
he?
He was out. It was like
I mean, I don't blame.
I
him.
literally waited. I was like,
We
oh,
still
maybe
had
they'll
30
keep.
minutes left.
I was like, maybe they'll keep going. I
Dude.
saw Wiz leave. I was like, I think the concert's over.
I don't blame him
Listen
though.
to this though. So me and Nikki Ubered there to that concert.
Yeah.
After all that shit happened, we were out there. We got to where the Ubers were gonna pick us up, and the security over there was like, "Hey, Ubers are not allowed to come in." They're like, "You guys gotta find a different way out."
Yeah, how did you get out? You literally could have got in the car with us.
Well, I couldn't find you guys, so we
Yeah,
ran
they-
out with Trezin and them.
Yeah.
And they were like, his truck was already packed. And we just freaking piled on in there as well. We're like, we don't care if you guys are mad, but you guys are taking us home because you live right down the road. And our Uber is not coming.
Yeah, no, that was. I love how it's like, oh yeah, this is your first big concert. And then that happens. I was like, don't tell your mom.
Yeah.
Me and Nick,
I-
because
I wasn't. I mean, I was mad, of course, but I'm just glad it happened at the end.
Yeah, if it
more
would have
like-
happened like
They're-
at the beginning.
that would have been
But
disappointing.
then Wiz was getting very sexual. They was over there stripping.
I
He
was.
was.
I was in the bathroom when all that was happening.
Bro, he was using the smoke gun as a dick.
shit.
Yeah,
he
it was
getting
weird.
wild. I was like, what is this?
He was
turning
like
into?
throwing his shirt around.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. I was like,
Yeah,
easy, bud.
Time I went to his concert with Snoop Dogg, they literally were just rolling out joints like
For sure.
big boys just.
He was
passing
doing
back
that
and
too.
forth.
I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm not shocked, but that was what it was like turning into a porn. It was weird. It was like
it was weird.
I think
I'm
he was
glad I
just trying to
missed that
show
part.
off his
Yeah.
physique because I mean,
I mean, he had been working. Yeah.
have you seen the like body? Like literally his body change over the past like 6 years. It's wild. He gained like 45 pounds of muscle. Started doing jujitsu. Like
Was it jiu-jitsu? I thought it was
Yeah.
kickboxing first.
well, it might have been that first, but I know he's doing jiu-jitsu, and he came on like Rogan, and like you look at old pictures, and it's like skinny, like just lean, nothing, and all of a sudden it's like fucking 6-pack, fucking
I
shredded.
think that was after Amber Rose, wasn't it?
Amber Rose,
Who am I thinking of? He had a girlfriend.
who's
After-
Amber Rose?
And then after he broke up with his girlfriend, then he started getting into like
It's, normal,
kickboxing.
it's normally how it goes. Heartbreak. Yeah. Damn it, that's why I'm fat. I need to get a girl to break my heart. So let's make a country song and then get shredded. I think that's what it. That's
Exactly
what I need.
those words in that song too.
Yeah, exactly. I gotta add that. Like, write that down. Siri, Like,
Your phone might be like on Siri
You
now.
better watch it, make sure it doesn't pause.
I think we're in. I don't know. Let me check.
You're messing up the frame.
I'm messing up the frame.
Put it back.
Oh.
It's on photo, dude. Were you not recording this entire time?
It should have been.
Well, at least we got two other ones.
We'll find out. Find out next time.
Stay tuned.
Wait, let me.
What is that laugh?
that was working. Okay, cool.
Okay, cool.
Welcome back. We just ruined the game. Just kidding.
The game.
I don't know.
Game.
Game of life. Now we had some technical difficulties.
Hell divers. that's
We're here.
what
Hell divers. Yeah. Where were we?
So how's hell divers going, guys?
It's hard. The battle is
Relentless.
very
Yeah, it's rough. Join us.
joined in democracy.
Democracy
We need
or fascism.
assistance. We need assistance.
I'll think about it.
You've been thinking about it.
Yeah, it's time to act.
I'll
It's time to
think
act
about
now.
it.
Liberty must prevail.
I like my
Yes.
2K, okay?
Lame.
That can wait.
Yeah. Like everybody can
They're
play
gonna make
basketball.
another game next
Not
year.
everybody can liberate the
Here
galaxy.
soon, actually.
Yeah. Like, do you
I
want to be a
know,
part
that's why
of
I'm waiting.
gaming secret
for-
services,
Exactly. So move on.
special forces? That's
The
what
diver needs you.
we do. We do.
Become one.
Can we just change the subject? Why did I even bring this up?
You did it.
Unite.
Liberty. Democracy. Starship
Justice.
Troopers. Terminator.
Justice.
Or as he
I don't
says, Autobots.
know. Autobots, roll out.
They don't roll.
All right, so I was gonna ask you because we brought this up on last week's episode.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, you did.
I think you did. We were gonna talk about if you had any childhood injuries or mishaps where you got in some real serious shit. We were talking about how me and Bailey, I guess, prank called 911. Me rolling a 4-wheeler 3 times and somehow walking away without a scratch, pretty much, shit like that. So,
Yeah.
your turn.
So, when I used to live in Florida, we would go to the laundromats. All right, they had a friggin' telephone out there. Didn't think it worked. You know, it's the one, the payphones, you have to put in money in there. Turns out the emergency numbers still work on those. So I dialed 911. And they answered, "Hello, 911, what's your emergency?" I didn't say a word, just hung the phone back up, sat down, played on my phone. A few minutes later, cop rolls up. "Hey, did you see anybody calling 911 from this phone? We literally tracked him back to this phone." And they were like, "It sounded like a kid." I was like, "We haven't seen anybody come over."
They're like, "It sounded like you, bud."
I don't know what you're talking about.
No habla
They're like,
inglés.
"All right, if you guys see anybody that looks suspicious, just
Give us
you
a
know,
call.
give us a call."
Suspicious.
And then they left. So
So now I know why me and Freddie are friends because I did the exact same thing.
Yeah.
literally the exact same
Yeah.
no,
thing. Home phone that I did think was like didn't have service, wasn't connected. 911 still worked, and we hung up when they answered.
Twice.
Twice.
Answer.
Well,
It doesn't
we
take
your
calls.
4-year-old sister tells you that this happened. You gotta check. Like, well, you gotta call
you
him
have
back.
to.
You gotta call him back. See if it works. You don't believe everything your 4-year-old sister
Yeah,
says,
no.
do you?
I don't honestly. I don't think I've ever
No.
done.
You should. Where's your phone?
I'm good.
Well, let's test them.
And then for injuries, I've had one major one that's starting to catch up to me. So in Florida again.
Was it that bullet wound?
No,
Oh, okay.
that bullet wound has healed.
Okay.
I
Gotcha.
got full motion on my arm.
Oh, that's good.
But had a trampoline. Always liked trampolines.
Oh boy.
Had a few accidents on them.
Yep.
Yeah, it's pretty common.
You know, you learn how to do front flips and back flips on the things. You get excited.
Yeah.
I was jumping in a trampoline with socks on.
Okay.
Did a front flip.
Uh-huh.
Landed too forward. Slipped. Literally face first right into the rail. I don't know
Oh.
if you can tell, but my lip up here still lifts up a little bit.
I
But
could
if
tell.
I lift up, like there's still like a little scar over here. Literally busted my lip from this end all the way over here. It literally needed stitches, but I didn't go to the doctor to get stitches. I just literally walked around like this, and then it healed on its own. But the same trampoline,
I'm not done.
And me and my
He wasn't
friend-
done.
Me and my friend were wrestling in trampoline, just WWE wrestling. Picked him up, slipped. Both of us went back. He landed on top of me, but I landed right on the rail again. Literally on my back. It hurt like a bitch that day, but I was still mobile. Woke up the next day. I kid you not. From my waist below, I could not move. Like even the slightest, I could feel my legs and all that, but the slightest little move, even from any toe, just straight up sheer pain all down my body. Could not move.
Did you go to the doctor for that one?
No. I was in bed for that whole summer and then some. Until I finally was able to start moving around on my own.
What did your mom think of this?
How old were you?
I told her what happened.
Yeah, she was like, "Why have you not left your bed in 4 months?"
I was around 10 when it happened.
Dang.
Explains a lot.
So that's why whenever we're golfing or we're doing something, I was like, dude, my back's starting to hurt. And I know it's probably that's catching up to me.
There's a reason
Like,
I
obviously
told Nikki that she married an old man, and he just proved it.
obviously, not taking care of those injuries, it's gonna come back to haunt you because your body's obviously gonna not heal properly.
Yeah.
So
We can pop you back if you need it.
no, I'm kind of scared. Like if we pop it wrong, it's just gonna.
Well, you've been to a chiropractor.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah, you're good.
I told him my injuries. He was like, "Oh, I did not want to hear that."
Probably not.
It is.
No.
So, yeah, that's a chiropractor.
Hey, by the way, when I was 10, I almost just fucked my whole body up.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, you did? What did you do?
Yeah, so I don't know what happened,
No.
but I don't know what I ended up fucking up on my spine, but yeah, that took me out for a few months.
I mean, have you ever seen my janky knuckle?
Speaking of knuckles, same trampoline. Same fucking trampoline.
Okay.
So you know the brooms, right? Some are like wood, others.
Yeah.
Are kind of
Yeah, I
metal.
know what a broom is.
I
Yeah.
had the metal piece. I had fallen off the broom. You know, I was just whacking shit around. Came up to that trampoline, fucking whacked it. All right, it was a metal
Yeah.
broomstick. Whacked it, motherfucker.
Bent.
Bent around the pole, came back. My finger right here. I kid you not.
Oh.
From here
Oh.
to here, if I lift this up, you could see my freaking bone in there. So I just grabbed a Band-Aid, wrapped it up, and then that's how I healed. So that trampoline has taken me out a time or two.
Yeah, you should not be on
That was-
trampolines.
that's
You
why
must
I-
hate
Okay,
trampoline
well,
parks.
I-
Question.
don't know what anyone-
He never goes to
Question of the
Sky
day
Zone.
now. Does your family still have that trampoline?
Is what?
Does your family still have that trampoline?
No.
They
Okay.
got rid of it after
No,
that.
no.
Oh
And
wow.
This one wasn't as hurtful. It still hurt, but jumping on trampoline. All right, I had already mastered front flips, back flips. I was going for a backflip.
Yeah.
Normally, if I'm same spot and just jump up, flip, land same spot.
Yeah, that's normally how that works.
I instead of doing that, jump forward to do the backflip, jump back. Too much momentum.
Oh yeah.
gosh.
Yeah.
Went all the way back, landed in the springs. So
Let's not take him to Sky Zone for his birthday, I
yeah,
guess.
that's why I don't buy trampolines anymore. They're a lot of
That's
fun.
why.
They're a lot of fun, but they take me out quite a bit.
See, I had a trampoline my entire life, and I never had any injuries.
You
I
serious?
He
never,
must have not used it
I've had
properly then.
I've had her.
Yeah, he did not use it properly.
Yeah.
The only time we had injuries was like at my aunt's house when there was like 6 of us on there, and we were like playing different games, basically like trampoline dodgeball, whereas like one person was off the trampoline, they had to try hitting someone else.
Oh yeah,
and
we
that
played
person got
that too.
taken.
That
Yeah,
was fun.
yeah.
That was
Like,
fun growing up.
so like the only times we had injuries was like if people collided, or if like someone just got smoked in the face or in the nuts or something.
Yeah.
Like that was like it. Other than that, like I don't think we ever had any major major.
I don't
injuries.
know. I remember one time I almost destroyed my knee or knees because we were jumping. Or I guess it was just me. I was jumping. I was going to land on my knees and then do a front flip.
Yeah.
Well, I guess the trampoline would just got tired of me jumping on it.
Oh, you went through it.
I literally was jumping, coming down on my knees. My knees just come straight through, and I land on the ground. Luckily it rained like that
So it's-
morning.
so it was a little soft.
It was
Soft.
really soft, and I did not like do anything. So I
Shatter
just
your leg.
yeah, it was
Knees,
it would have been
your
bad
kneecaps.
His femur just
because I
snaps.
literally landed just like this, like my knees and my
Oh.
toes like this.
So there was one time at a so we're talking about jumping injuries. Well, you know, like the big bouncy castles and stuff back in the day, right?
mhm.
I don't feel like you see them anymore. But I was at like a church event with my grandparents, and they had like one of the giant ones with the big obstacle course, like all this stuff. Like it was massive. It was probably 60 feet long, and like at one point, like you had to climb up this section. Like you came through, you had to climb up this wall, and for some reason, I thought it would be a great idea to jump back down into that pit. And it was probably, I mean, you're a kid, so you don't necessarily know the distance, but I would say it was at least a 8-foot drop. To a kid, that's like a fucking 2 stories. But I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna jump down on this. It's bouncy. I jump, didn't, I guess, put much resistance on my legs. My ass hit the floor and I kneed myself in the face. Like my legs just went out. I smoked myself, and I'm sitting there like, oh, I was in so much pain. Just kneed myself. Hardest knee in the world. It's fucking, there's nothing compared to today. Like I just got smoked. I was like, damn. Like no one knew. No one was in there. Just, like, that's the worst. So it was when you get injured on your own, and you come out like 10 minutes later after you like calm down, and then you don't say anything to all the adults. You're like, no.
Just act cool, act cool, act cool.
Act normal. Nothing happened.
Yeah.
Why are you bleeding? Don't worry about it.
I got in a fight. You should see the other kid.
He looks more.
Yeah, no. Yeah, dude, this one was from, I don't know. I like knives as a kid. Knives and fire. Not a good combo. It could have been a psychopath. Who knows? But either way, I got this knife at the state fair because my dad would let me buy stuff. He signed off on it, about 2 knives. And then I figured out what whittling was. And I was like, yo, I can shave wood with a knife? That's awesome. And somehow ended up cut my thumb that same week at the state fair whittling a piece of wood. And then I go home and I find a golf ball. And for some reason, I thought it was a great idea to try shaving down a golf ball with this brand new knife. And I was sitting there cutting it and shaving it. And
It's
slipped. And it just went right across my finger. My dad was on the other side of the county, a half hour away, and me and Bailey were home alone. And I'm just sitting there like, just fucking gushing. Like, you know, you don't feel the pain when it happens because it's a knife. It just done. And I'm just I'm freaking out. Like, we call my dad. He's pissed. My mom ends up coming over. Like, all this stuff. And the only reason we call my mom is because she kind of worked at a hospital, so she has some medical experience. So she comes over. She like looks at it. And she's like, you might have to go get stitches. And I was like, no. Because I had stitches once in my life. And I was like, I ain't doing that again. Like, I don't want that. That was too painful. And so basically we just ended up taping it up, bandaging it, and then wrapping my fingers together. So I ended up having my fingers like this for basically 2 weeks, letting it heal. By the end of it, when we finally, like I think we cleaned it and stuff. But by the time I had it out and I was done, because basically we were like, well, let's keep it straight, make sure it heals right. So I have like a weird lump and a scar, and for like 2 weeks after it was over, I couldn't bend my fingers. Like I had lost dexterity in my fingers.
I know what you mean.
That's a weird feeling. Like if you
that.
and I'm in middle school. Like like this happened like right before school started because state fair is normally like right at the beginning of school, and so I'm going to school. My fingers are wrapped up like this for 2 weeks and shit. And then like later, I'm sitting there at school like on the bus like. Move my finger, just sitting there trying to squeeze as hard as I can. Be like, come on, I know you can do it.
Luckily,
like,
it was on your left hand.
You've done it before.
I know you can. I gotta play COD. Like, I can't scope in. I'm screwed.
I guess talking about like cuttings on your hand and stuff. I remember, I think I was probably a sophomore, but we were playing up in Noblesville baseball,
Yeah.
and this was the time that everybody was wearing metal cleats. And I'm coming, I was in right field. There's a pop fly coming, like in the middle of the second baseman and me. And I'm coming up, and so for some reason, it's definitely my ball. Nobody calls it though. And the second baseman starts coming back. And we both collide. And somehow, this man got his foot all the way up by my hand and literally cut my hand like right all the way down here to all the way up here.
Ooh.
I mean, I don't know if you can see the stitches anymore, but Or not the stitches, but the scar. But literally, I mean, I have pictures on my phone. I had to get stitches and everything, and I know what you mean. I could not move this finger.
Yeah.
At all. I was like,
you just can't. Like
it was weird
so
because
random.
this finger was fine, but this finger I was like, why?
Like the other time I messed up a hand was, this I'll tell you 2 stories, but this one, like this was probably like one of the first years I was showing pigs. They were at my aunt's house, but this is like before we really got into it. So at the time it was just in like a lean-to barn, grout, like just dirt floor, like that kind of stuff. So really muddy and dirty, and for some reason my dad cut off the top of these fence posts, basically like steel gates. I really don't know why. Probably because it was easier to get over. But then by him doing that, he basically turned them into steel spears.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
And one day I just went to like climb over the gate, and my boots were all muddy and dirty and had shit all over them. I'm wearing muck boots, and I just slip, and my hand just literally. It was like as if you took a metal chisel and just took like probably an inch section, about a centimeter wide, just out of the meat of my hand. And instantly I look at it and it's just white, like white meat. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, like blood starts coming out. And I'm like, ah! Like I can't handle it. Like nah.
You and blood, dude.
And then I remember another time. This would have been younger. I got like I thought it was the coolest thing ever. It was the dumbest thing. You know what entertains kids? But you guys have been to the Earth Festival, right, in Atlanta?
Actually, I have
nope.
not.
Oh,
I've driven past it, and
okay.
I've seen the stands and all that. But that was before the show, but no, I have not been.
I've never been.
So there, like sometimes there'll be like basically people out there just selling random shit, like literally like boxes of stuff where they probably just ordered 300 of these from like China, and they're probably like 50 cents a pop or less, and they're selling them for like $2. And for some reason, I thought it was the coolest thing. I got basically like a, I think it was like a name tag thing that you put on your waist. You could like pull your name tag out. I thought that was so cool because it was like a string, and I could just fucking fling it. It was like like $1. I got my grandma to buy it. Then I was out in the field, and I was riding with somebody, and I was going back to the car, and I'm running through. I tripped on cornrows and landed on it in my hand and smashed it, and like stabbed my hand up and cut me. And my plan, because I was like 5, was I was like, I'm bleeding. I'm not gonna tell mom. Like I don't want to do that. I'll just go to the car and sleep because I'm pretty sure you heal faster when you sleep. I don't know if I thought this was a video game or what, but I literally like immediately went to the car and I was like, I'm gonna try sleeping because it'll heal. And I immediately like went in there and like took like a 20-minute nap and woke up and I was like, is it better? It wasn't.
Just blood everywhere.
No, it wasn't that bad.
Your hand is purple and got infected when you slept.
Yeah, for some reason my head at the time I was like, if you sleep, you heal faster. I think that's how that works, right? Recovery, sleep.
I think that's
important.
only in anime.
Like I literally was like, that's how that works.
Yes and
but
no, not in that
yeah,
situation.
No, but I mean, I was 5. You got to give me a little bit of a break. Like, what's funny is, I've never seen it happen, so I don't know if I don't think I've ever told you guys this. My grandpa has like a fear of blood. He's the type where if he sees blood, he'll just faint. Like he just out.
Really?
Just like that.
No, literally. And the funny thing is when my mom was a kid, my great aunt, so her aunt and my grandpa lived next to one another, and my mom one day was riding down the hill, and I think she like hit a rock or something, flipped the bike over, scraped up her chin on the road, like all this stuff. Had to get stitches on the bottom of her chin and something else, and they go to the hospital, and I guess they're like sewing it up, doing all this, and my grandpa happened to be in the room. And I guess like they were like finishing it off, and he came in and he just dropped, just flopped on the floor.
Why did he?
And they're just sitting there like, oh, fuck, now we gotta deal with this guy. Get like bringing in a nurse and shit, like giving him crackers and water. Just fainting, just went white and just dropped as he walked in the room.
He's that bad.
Yeah.
Wow.
The thing is, I've never seen it happen in person, and I wonder because my grandpa was around livestock. I was like, does it happen with animals too? Because like like every once in a while like shit happens and and they stick themselves or get cut and deal with stuff. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it happens the same with animals, but no, that happened. It was like one of the greatest stories from my childhood. Like hearing that, I was like, that's the funniest thing. Like I want to accidentally cut my finger and just be like, hey grandpa, like
look at this.
Hey grandpa, you got a Band-Aid?
Just out. Oh, it's funny. Like then there's another story from my family. Somehow I didn't hear about this till last year, that I guess when my aunt and uncle and mom was probably, I don't know, between the ages of like 12 and 7, I I guess they had an air compressor in the barn, or I think it was the garage. The motherfucker blew up in the middle of the night and went through the roof, and part of the basically part of it blew into the house. No one knew. No one woke up.
Wait,
the only person that woke up was my uncle, and he's like, "What the fuck was that?" And he's the closest to it. So basically, he'll tell this story all the time. And he's like, "I could have died. You guys didn't care. Like all this shit." It's like, you guys didn't wake up. You guys were snoring. Like, so it's always been like a running gag.
Loud.
No, yeah, no crap. But they wake up and there's a hole in the garage, and just pieces in the yard.
What
Like,
did your uncle do?
Nothing. I think he went back to sleep, but he was the only one that got woke up from it. And he's like, "You guys had no idea I could have got killed. I was the closest one to the explosion." Like,
So he just heard something just bang.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Between that and then one time, this probably would have been when I was real little. I think my uncle was home from college, and my uncle, like where they lived right by a ditch, and so the backyard, basically from where you would park your cars, drops down like 30 feet, and it's a pretty steep hill. Great for sledding in the winter. But my grandpa, I guess, one day accidentally backed into the car, and I don't know if the parking brake wasn't on or is he moving stuff around, and he knocked it back, and it just rolled down the hill and just took off towards the creek. My uncle came home, his bumper's all fucked up, and he's like, "What the hell happened?" And my grandma was like, "Well, your dad might have knocked it down the hill." And so for a long time, he had duct tape on his bumper when he was going to college and everything.
JR
So,
2.0.
Some of the childhood stories that I hear from my family is just ridiculous. Like,
That's hilarious.
there's one reason why I'm looking forward to like this wedding. Honestly, for my mom is like for my aunt's wedding, I was like 6. But the stories I've heard that happened at that wedding, I was like, I wish I was 21. Like, it was wild. That's why I was like, my mom was like, "I don't care. You guys are having a reception. I'll throw it because I want to witness like all the like friends, family, cousins come out and just have a good time because I'm old enough now."
Have you told her you invited us?
Yeah, they weren't very happy about it. Well, they weren't like unhappy. You were over there.
Did you even tell them? I think.
Yeah, remember? No, remember they were doing that.
Bailey told him,
Bailey
didn't
told
they?
But they're like, "Yeah, Brett's like inviting 15 people." My mom just looks at me and it's like,
Like with her glasses down, like.
And I was like, yeah.
It's not a no.
and I just sit there like, "So let's do a head count." And I was like, "Okay, it might be like 10. Like, it's all right. Like, Kelvin lost 1, so we're good." Like, and everything. And it was just funny because I was like, "Well, I want to have party too. Like, why not?" I mean, I was like, "You guys already like this isn't you already know and have said that this isn't going to be a traditional wedding. Like, I don't think they're doing cake cutting. I don't know if they're doing like some of the dances, like all this stuff." He said when we were over there that they're not doing the chicken dance because that's traditional.
So do I gotta dress up?
Nah, you're not invited to the ceremony, so you're fine.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah, it's just a reception. But and I'm like, it's literally basically just gonna be a party in your guys' yard in a big tent, just with a lot of extra people than normal.
It's
So,
just
like,
gonna be a big party.
So I was like, why can't I invite some friends? So I was like, it's already BYOB, so like it's fine. Like, and my mom was just like, as long as they bring their liquor, and I was like, yeah. Like, what are you talking about? We only had
Shannon.
that's not a problem. But so it is gonna be a wild weekend for sure. Put that in the calendar, baby.
It is coming up.
I'm probably gonna need you to text me the dates.
22nd of
Of
June.
this month?
June.
It should be.
Oh, I probably need to put that in too.
Yeah.
Just in case.
He's making to this ceremony just because he lives here.
Well, I mean, I just need to
I
call in so I don't have to work that.
I just told him, I was like, I was like, if you need to, you can watch it from
Is it a Friday or Saturday?
It's a Saturday.
Okay, I just have to call in.
Yeah. And then my mom was like real weird initially about like making sure it was on a even year. Like,
Are you serious?
yeah. And then like, I didn't know this, but you're supposed to have your wedding set at a half hour and not before. I was like, that's weird. And she was like, yeah, because you don't want the number going down during the wedding.
So
and I was like,
picked,
what?
Like 4:30.
Wait,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. So
needed-
it's only like 4:30, 2:30, 1:30. Like,
So it's not like at 2?
so the numbers go up
Yeah.
instead of going down.
Wait,
But it doesn't go down because technically it goes up. It goes from 0 to 3. That's why
But-
I don't get it. I think it's literally the clock. It's the clock.
You don't want to come in now.
You want the clock going up.
why?
I don't know. Weird superstitions.
Yeah.
It's like
Come on,
11.
Freddie, tell me.
I
You
don't
married?
know.
He's like, When was your wedding? Was it on a half?
4:30.
Okay. Which I wasn't invited.
I had no idea.
Don't bring that up.
You guys didn't know each other.
I didn't know him. I knew him
Oh,
for
you
2
did?
years.
I don't think it was 2 years, was it?
Damn near. You guys have been married for 2 years. Close, right? Yeah.
Yeah, in June will be 2 years.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't look at me.
Listen to
I
this
didn't know
guy.
you.
Nah, I've just never been to a wedding since I was a kid. I was in like 7. I was in like 7, 8
Is
weddings.
that-
Bro, I was the hottest ring bearer around, dude. I was getting hired for all the weddings. Did you have no idea? You know how many weddings I attended? I was on it.
like maybe 2 in my whole life actually, and that one
I
was
hated
Katie's.
it. I hated it. I was like, weddings last forever. And then, in all reality, it's 10 minutes. But as a kid, you're like, this is an hour. This sucks.
Yeah.
Like I remember one time as a kid, like the perception of reality and time. We talked about this last week, where we're like, I feel like time's just wild. Like it just doesn't make sense.
Mhm.
And I remember as a kid one time, I told my dad that I wanted to go over to one of his buddy's house, and I think the main reason was because they had a PlayStation at the time. And he called him up, and he's like, "Oh, we can't go over there for an hour." And I was like, "An hour? That's like 4 hours away. Like, what are you talking about?" I was like, "That's so long. I could like go sleep for so long." Like, I remember as a kid, like an hour just seemed like inconceivable. You're like, "What do you mean?"
It's really weird because if you're looking at the time, that's just like at work. You're waiting clock out, and you keep looking like every 20 minutes. It goes so slow.
Yeah. Then there's other times you're like, "It's been 4 hours. What just happened?"
Yeah.
That's why I don't look at the clock whenever I'm at work.
Your salary don't even. He doesn't
Yeah,
need to look at
wait.
the clock.
I still stayed there till 5 months.
I know. It just
Until he goes play golf like at 2.
yeah. He goes golf outing over here.
No.
Trying
I've
to
heard
be
stories,
professional.
dude.
I have heard
And
stories.
the golf outings that I've been to has been for work.
That's true. I went to one. Am I invited?
We,
Do they do it again?
we haven't had one.
Well, I'm saying for that same one, are we going back?
Hopefully they come back and ask us. I wouldn't be
I'll be
opposed
down.
to doing it
Hit
again.
up Mike. I'm down. I'll be better this time. I won't cry.
Well,
I
it
didn't
wasn't
cry.
Mike.
How about
You cried?
No, I didn't.
Some guy from the.
He was there though. I was pushing it. I was.
Second hole, dude. We look. It wasn't even second hole. I think we just got done with the first 9.
If I could say anything, I think this isn't a slight comment, but like it's a serious subject. But if there's ever been a time I was suicidal, it was during that meet.
I looked over. Dude.
I was laying in the road at one point, waiting on a car. Like they're over there on the tee
I
box.
looked over to him. He had just got done hitting. It was like, I think it was one of his worst performances ever. I
It
look
literally
over.
was.
We're all laughing, like drinking beer. We look over. Brett's in the car. He's like this. We're like, dude, are you alright? Like,
Wait,
No.
because of golf?
it's
Oh.
just a golf match.
I was not into it. I think it was because like I had preconceived notions that I was slowly getting better at the time, but this
And
is
that
still
was your first
this
outing too.
first outing, and it was only maybe a month and a half into playing, so not even that long. But the thing is, like, I just couldn't get a shot. Like, none of my shots were good. I was getting outdrove, even though it's a team game. I was like, nah, I'm not in it. Like, I just can't. And once I got so far, I was like, my mindset was out.
I would say, not trying to diss you or anything, but that match we probably used maybe one of his.
No, I think we did, and I lost 12 balls.
That's whenever he bought all those balls when he started doing the real estate.
And they
He
were
bought
branded balls.
With branded. Lost them all, damn near.
Like, literally brand new box. I think I ended up leaving with one.
And I'm pretty sure 3 of them were in the same hole.
Yeah. And part of it was, so it was a combination of things that were pissing me off. One, I think the only shot we used for me was a chip shot on the first hole. That was it. And then I also lost brand new balls partially because we were playing a scramble, so it's a little more rushed. So we didn't necessarily have time to go look for my ball in certain situations.
And the people behind us were literally
Honest
They
the
had
whole
a
time.
good driver, and he kept putting it right beside us.
Yeah, so we just had to keep moving, and so it's just all that, and then I had been drinking and everything else, and I was just like, I was out. I was like, I'm done. Like I can't. Like literally at one point, I think I like threw my driver. Like it was bad.
Yeah, because we did some practice before we started,
And I was
we were
doing
all
good.
hitting good.
Yeah.
We were all
That
hitting
I
good.
think that's what even made it worse was we went to the range beforehand, and for being a new golfer, like I was still hitting decent, and then we get out on the course, and I could not get a good shot. Like shanking every time, like not going anywhere, topping it, like all this stuff, and then I'm out there with Trez, and he's over here hitting 270 yard drives and shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, I could barely get 170. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
And so it was rough. Like literally at one point we were on like a par 3. I hit my ball. I thought it was gonna be good. This was just after we had our halftime lunch, and I whack it. It goes in the pond, I think, and I throw my club down and I just walk off. And we were next to the road, and I went and just laid down in the middle of the road. They didn't even know I was over there for about 45 seconds. I was just laying in the road. I was like, I'm out. I'm done. Like, we were
like, where's Brett? Well, that's his stuff. Wait, that's his driver. Brett.
yeah. It was a rough day. That was my most hated golf day, I think.
Yeah.
Like I had fun looking back at it, but like as the day was going,
Because then the second one that I took you to,
we played a lot better.
Yeah.
We played a lot better.
Brett, golf.
Well, Brett golf. I do golf.
Yeah. Golf does that to you though. So.
It does. It does. It is frustrating. It's a frustrating sport.
I think that the second outing that I took him to, I'm pretty sure you played better than me that next one.
That one I did a lot better, and then we got screwed over by aerated greens. And
yes, dude.
It was bad.
They
like
were
literally,
going
like
so
the day.
Straight. They were going so straight. You hit one of those little aerated holes and just out of nowhere, straight left or right.
Really?
It wasn't like you barely hit it and then it slowly started going. You hit that sucker and it just went either left or right and it kept on going.
I know this doesn't sound bad, but in the first 9, all we did was par. And on a scramble, that's not great. No. Like most of the time, by the end of a scramble, if you broke even, that's terrible. Like you should at least have like -5.
And you want me to come to a scramble?
Well, it's different because you're playing the best hit out of everybody. So everybody hits from the same spot, and then you go find the best ball. So like if somebody has a terrible shot, but then somebody else hit 150, you're going to the 150 shot and hitting from there. And then maybe
does everybody hit from that one then?
Yes, yeah. So that's why you're literally taking the best shot out of 4 people. So that's why you do so much better.
You might not be good at driving, but let's say you're phenomenal with your irons or your chips or your putting. We're gonna need you.
Yeah,
because we need.
That would be fun. Never mind.
No, it is fun, and the next one was way better. But like, yeah, we literally parred the first 9, and then we finally got, I think, on the back by the end we got like a -6.
We finally, what's the back?
By the end of it.
I mean, we still.
We didn't win. Yeah, we didn't win. But like, I think the best team had like a -12 plus.
Yeah, so we were halfway there.
We need to do a scramble.
Like I think the first scramble we went to, the winning team had like a -17 or something. Oh, we had like a minus.
No.
Was
they
it
were
more?
In the 20s.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were.
I thought it was high teens.
It was 18 was the highest one. Then a team came up. They were like, "Oh,
we got like a -20 or something."
We're like, how the fuck you get 21?
Like somebody was
like
eagled.
Yeah.
We're sitting here with a I think -4 or something on that one.
Barely.
Yeah. Yeah. So that just shows it, but it was a rough day for me.
That's insane.
And then I didn't even win the good prizes. Josh won like 4. I didn't win a single raffle.
Of course, Josh did.
Yeah, he literally won 4 prizes, and then everybody that got prizes were literally the numbers right before and right after me. And I'm sitting here. I think I won one thing, maybe, and it was like all the good shit that I wanted was gone. Yep. I was like, what the hell? Like, this whole day sucks. And then I had a sponsored sign, and we never even saw it. And so I thought that I had paid $50 also for sponsorship, and then my sign wasn't even out there. So that made me more pissed. It was a lot.
It's just like one thing after another, after another, after another.
It just kept piling up that day. And Freddie's over there. Like I'm just sitting there listening to music. Like, I would hit my ball, and I'd just get in the cart, and I'd just be like, I'm done. And they're over there like bullshitting and hitting balls, and I'm like, I'm just waiting.
He didn't even. There was a hole where you were supposed to take shots. He didn't even take shots.
No, I think I did. I took a shot. There. Yeah.
No, I think one of
Josh took 2 because someone
took
didn't.
2. I took 1.
Maybe Trez
took 1. He did take 1. I thought it was you who didn't take 1.
No, I took 1.
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure I did. Maybe Josh just did too, because the whole point was one of the reasons why is because that golf course is where him and his uncle used to golf a lot, and his uncle passed away like 6 years ago.
No.
And so, it was the shot was in honor for club members that had passed. Mm-hmm. So he took 2 shots that day for it and everything, and we all did. I would not have especially knowing his uncle played there. Like, I wouldn't have messed with that.
Yeah, I hated Fireball, but I took that shot.
Oh yeah, I don't like Fireball either, but we went for it. We got to get you out on an outing, or we just play it on our own and play Scramble.
That would be fun, yeah.
Tipton has one every Wednesday. Pay $5 to play.
Yeah, can you get off work?
Winner takes all.
I can call in a half day.
There you go.
There, boom, Scramble.
But the thing is, you cannot make your team. I think they do random.
Oh, like, fuck that. Nope.
Let's see, you two go in there. They'll put your name in the bag, and then they'll be like, all right, you go with, you start on hole 10. So you pull up on hole 10, you start on hole 3, you pull up to hole 3, and then other people will get sent there too.
So that's also what they do. So it's a shotgun start. So instead of like waiting on people all to go through hole 1, you all start on different holes. So when we went, I don't think there was as many people for the second one, but on the first
I would
one,
rather just play with all you guys.
oh yeah, of course.
Because that would just make it way more fun.
Oh yeah, yeah. But like basically when we started, we are like, okay, we're 14A, you're 14B. We'll hit first at hole 14, and then we work our way around until we get to hole 13.
I mean, we could always, so like all the golf courses have outings. You just gotta sign up for them and pay the price.
And also if we have 4, we can play a scramble on our own and just play and just see what we can do.
Didn't we play one for you? We were going to.
When?
Last year.
Play scramble?
Yeah, for you.
We didn't.
I know, but we were going to.
Oh, I don't know.
We
Maybe.
should play scramble.
You literally said, "Hey, I'm making a team. I need a team." So for the
for the one at Tipton we were trying, but then no one could go. And I was like, well, never mind.
Yeah, we can retry it.
We could. I think it was like just Tipton County Foundation or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can like literally join any scramble.
Yeah, you just gotta find when one was doing, like when they're doing one. Right. Well, at one point, my cousin sent me one. I looked and it was like $80 a person, and I was like,
you gotta look at the price too.
Cause some of the teams will literally be like for the one we did, I think it was like $80 for a team, but then like the one my cousin was doing, I think it was like $400 a team or something, and I was like,
what?
Like I did one last year in Marion, and I think it was like 80.
Yeah, I was there. I was with you.
For myself.
For yourself?
Dang.
Was it?
That's there.
Oh, was that a different one? How many did you play last year?
The one in Marion was for the wrestling team.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't go to that one. But then at the same time, we go to the next scramble, and I'm watching Carson, and he's struggling, and I was like, that was me.
Yeah.
I get it. Like, he was he was pissed. I swear he's hitting women's clubs, but he's not the tallest, so.
So I take it back. It wasn't Marion. We were playing in Indy, but it was for the Marion wrestling team.
Oh, yep. I remember you telling me. You were down in Indy playing. I was like, that's fun. By the way, we got to take a boys trip this year.
I'd be down for it. I mean, I got 3 weeks to burn.
Like a weekend trip. We're not like.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
We got 3 weeks.
I mean,
I got 2 weeks.
I did already take a week, which will be here in like.
I know. Yeah, I know. You're about to go on a cruise. You're gonna party up. Never been on the boat before.
Never been on a boat?
Not on the ocean.
Okay.
But
I mean, I've been on.
It's gonna be what?
My second time.
Oh yeah.
I've only been on 1 cruise.
I've been on 2. One when I was younger though, so I don't even remember that.
They're fun.
They are fun.
There's always something to do there.
Mhm. I got my first fight on a cruise.
What?
Yeah.
What happened? You gotta explain now, but.
No, I was like 14, dude. So I mean, we didn't really fight, but.
You put him in a headlock.
You shoved him.
I don't know, honestly. It was me and Evan, and then we found a group of kids, and one of these kids was just like a little too much, and he was like pranking everybody on the cruise or something. And at some point, he dumped like a cup of ice water on some stranger, and she was a girl, and her brother saw him, and then like hours passed, and it was like 8 o'clock, so it was dark. You couldn't see. Middle of the ocean, and he comes out of nowhere, pushes Max. That was the kid. I was like, where did he come from? So I got in the way, and then we started pushing each other. And he pushed me all the way against the wall.
Oh.
I was like, what the heck? So we just kind of pushed each other, and then he just walked away. It wasn't a fight. I was just saying.
Oh.
But
Okay. Fair enough.
Push
Don't play wrestle with him. He'll knee in head. I'm sitting there with a golf club.
Don't
and he's
play wrestle with you.
Me?
Yeah, you knee yourself.
No, that's only on bouncy castles, dude. What are you talking about? I don't think I'm that
I
limber.
almost killed Bret today in a golf course. We were play wrestling.
But I'm sitting here holding a club ball and tee, and he's over here freehanding it. And I was like,
I threw a fucking flying in. He ducked for it. He straight into it.
I've almost killed some of you guys. So
killed what?
With golf.
Oh,
balls.
Yeah, you've
once
he damn near hit me twice in the same day.
One time I almost hit Fredy.
Brian smacking me in the leg.
Fredy was
year.
like,
that was funny.
That was amazing.
One time I almost hit him because I like landed in the golf cart.
That was funny. Luckily, it wasn't bad. Otherwise, that would have ruined my day. But I had a birdie, so I was already on a high. I was good. I had a birdie like second hole.
He even went like so far left, so right, left.
Right. Yeah.
Regardless, he went so far so he wouldn't get hit. out of nowhere, just Bartolo shanks straight towards him. Hits him right in the leg.
Smacks me in the thigh.
The funny thing is, he didn't see it coming. He was on his phone doing something.
No, I was watching for the ball.
Are you
So
sure?
yeah,
You were on your phone,
no, I might have had
my.
my phone out, but I wasn't on it. And then like he was about to swing, so I was watching him, and so I'm sitting there watching him, and he backswing, he swings, and so I look. Like, I was looking for the ball, and it literally happened in a split second. I was like, there's no ball. And I turned and just smacked in the leg. I was like, what the fuck?
I started laughing so hard to the point where, like, Josh
He was wheezing.
Josh and Kelvin were already putting. And they're like, what the fuck happened over there?
Yeah, it was like,
yeah,
because they split up our group because there's 5 of us. So they made us split up, and
somebody complained on us.
yeah,
Wait, really?
yeah. So they had to go ahead of us, so they didn't know what happened until we caught them at the next hole. We were like, Brian smoked me in the thigh. And between that and then also that was the same day we got split up, and then I got my first birdie, and we were on maybe hole 3. It was a hell of a play. I was so happy with that. And they just hear me yelling from 100 yards away. I'm just screaming, and it's like 8 a.m. I was like, yes! I'm just going nuts. I was like, this don't happen often. This is great.
I remember when I got my first par. So
It's nice. It's nice. I don't know what happened to that birdie ball. I think I lost it. I was going to sign it.
I still have my first
Sell it in 45 years for some money, I think.
Yeah, they'll be worth some.
Yeah.
The lighter balls, the new ones are getting heavy.
Exactly.
Like
Yeah, sure. Eventually. I have to admit though, you were like a social butterfly. Like I feel like you were the kid in high school that just was able to, like, you didn't have a group or a niche and you just bounced between groups. Cause
in high school, yes, I was that way.
Yeah. Well, I see it even at
So,
work.
I hung out with the kids that played sports. I hung out with the kids that didn't. You know, I was all over the place. And that was just like at school, I talked to everybody and anybody. And then outside of school, if whoever texted me like, "Hey, let's hang out," I always hung out with them.
I mean, you do the same thing now. Like, I mean, even at work, like everybody's like, "Oh, Fredy."
I was not always like that. That was like once I hit high school, like fuck it, you know, I'm gonna hang out with everybody. But prior to that, like middle school and elementary, was like my friend group. And those are the only people I talked to, and those are the only ones I hung out with. After high school, I don't know what happened. Like, let's be friendly to everybody.
Let's be friendly. Yeah. Did you have that weird transition? I don't know if it happened for you, but for me, in middle school, coming into Tipton, for some reason, even though teenage girls are ruthless wild animals, somehow I was friends with a group of girls before I ever was with a group of guys at Tipton. Like, all my friends in middle school were all women. And for some reason in high school, like, I don't know, moved to high school, never really saw them again. Like, it was so weird. Like, my friend group completely just changed. Like, I'd see them. I think part of it was we never had classes together, so I definitely like threw a wrench in it. But like, my friend group completely changed in high school. Did that happen to you at all, or no?
No. So middle school, actually, it did and it didn't. So middle school, I will say middle school and elementary, I was a shy kid, so that's why I stuck with the same group. After high school, I got out of my shell, and that's where I became, like you mentioned, a talkative person and just started talking to everybody and anybody. But no, middle school, I did talk to I had a lot of friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I did have girls that were friends, but we didn't hang out outside of school. It was just like school, we're friends, whatnot. But no, I always had like basically the same friend group. So like Trez and them, ever since I've been at Tri Central, they've always been my friends. Get into high school, we kind of split because she moved to Heights and I stayed at Tri Central. And then the friend group that me and him used to hang out with, they started hanging out with other people. So then I just started hanging out with people in my grade.
Yeah.
But if they would ever text me or whatnot, I would still hang out with them.
That's fair.
So it changed a little bit, but now that we're out of high school, college, and all that, my friend group has came back to what it originally was whenever I first started here at Tri Central.
There you go. Yeah, it definitely didn't help moving in middle school. Like that's not a fun one.
No.
Especially going into middle school, it's always a big change, even just one county over.
Because like elementary,
let's just say I
was in Florida.
Drew.
And then I came here, started middle school here.
Yeah.
So like I didn't know most of the people.
Yeah,
there.
it's a big change.
Yeah.
It really is. What's bad is when you run into somebody at a Tipton Heights game, and I might have been a freshman, or this was like a year after I moved to Tipton, and a girl recognizes me from Heights that we was in the same grade with, and she's like, "Oh, you were the kid that threw up outside of whoever's class in second grade." And I was like, "Ah, fuck."
No,
Like, that is not what you want to be remembered for.
Yeah.
Like, I can tell you, there's probably people that forget that I was in their class for sure.
Yeah.
Like, because they're just
I
like,
don't
yeah,
look. Obviously, like you changed growing up, but middle school, like this haircut that I have.
yeah.
Back in middle school, 0 haircuts. My hair was like all the way to my shoulders.
I've seen pictures,
No.
dude.
Of him?
Mm-hmm.
What? I don't think I don't. Freddie doesn't exist past 2020 for me. I've
Yeah.
never seen
And,
pictures
like,
of
Dude,
him.
I worked with Carson.
Yeah, my
Wow.
clothes that I used to wear, it used to be just like all dark clothes. Like my shirts were like skulls and like fire and whatnot. Now I just wear like anything, but like
Octopus.
this is different.
Oh, okay. Like, now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever seen an old photo of Freddie.
Really?
I kind of look like a little emo-ish,
He
but
was.
I wasn't.
Carson showed me. I think he showed. Yeah, he showed me a picture of you playing soccer, and you had like long hair, like coming down here.
Damn, I need that. I need to see it.
So, like, yeah, I literally from middle school to high school, big change for me.
Damn. Yeah, not for me. I was one of those kids where, like, I feel like everybody knew who I was, because I mean, not a big school, but even compared to Tri Central, we're what, like at least twice the size.
Yeah.
And
It's like I graduated with like 74-ish.
yeah, and I graduated with like 150 something. But I feel like I had my niche, and I had multiple friend groups, and I bounced around. Everybody kind of knew me, but like I was never tight knit with many people. Like I had like 2 close friends.
See, in my school, like our friend group at Tri Central, since it was pretty small.
Yeah.
We like all our whole grade got along with one another, but like you still had like your friend group.
Yeah.
But like our friend group was pretty big. Like every time we hung out, there was like 20 or 30 of us like hanging out.
Yeah.
I feel like that's like actually a lot of high school Tri Central kids.
Well, I think part of it is it being a smaller school.
Maybe.
And that's why.
Yeah, that would make sense.
And I
now.
think that's even why, like, talking to Brian and him telling me stories from, like, when he was in school and even out of high school recently and, like, going to college parties, like, Pendleton is not a big
Oh,
place.
did he go to Pendleton?
Yeah. Not a big place, not a big school, especially then. And so, like, if you were from Pendleton, it was like you're part of the Pendleton gang. Like, that's your town, that's your people.
Yeah.
And he would tell me stories about, like, getting into fights at Ball State and stuff. And people would be like, oh, they're from Pendleton. And, like, people come over to, like, assist because they're like, I'm from Pendleton. Like, fuck these guys. Like these Muncie people.
I feel like Pendleton's definitely gone bigger.
Oh, yeah, definitely now. It's growing rapidly. But I feel like you get that in a small school where, like, my school wasn't big, but, like, you double the size. That's a big difference, even if it's not that big of a number. If you go from 20 to 50, that's a big difference if you're used to it. That's why, like, when one of my buddies moved up to Tipton freshman year, he initially was going to Indy, and he was telling me that his, like, high school had, like, 1,000 people. I was like, he's like, yeah, there's people I don't know. I went to school with them for years.
So,
like, nah.
Nikki's coworkers literally said the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, Kaylee, you met her, and yeah, they said, like, they didn't even know half the people in their classes.
Nope. Not me.
Yeah, and like me, I knew everybody in my grade.
Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah, your
Sorry.
siblings.
I had a class.
By the way, you might want to scoot over. You're kind of out of frame. You're pulling a Kelvin.
I had
No,
a
you
class.
did that.
I was in a
No,
class.
the wide one. The wide
Oh,
one.
okay.
There was 30 of us.
Hmm.
I mean, they did make a
And
full
your
soccer
class?
team. You need 11.
I went to a senior trip, and you know that.
I didn't know there's 30.
And it was 30, but there's only like probably 15 that went to the senior trip. You know, some people don't go.
Then how did Noah only graduate with like 12 people?
Because he was during COVID.
No one. They just
And
didn't show up at graduation.
Yeah, nobody showed up.
Yeah, I graduated Abbey Tech during COVID, and I didn't go to my ceremony. They postponed mine. They were like, "Yeah, you guys aren't walking, but next year you can walk with that group."
Yeah.
I don't walk with that group. I just took
Who
my
would?
diploma.
I wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I would. Be like a year later.
Yeah. Who are
Whatever.
these guys?
Kids, dude. I can't deal with them. Too young. No, don't mess with those crowd. No.
No.
All right, fine. So you're looking forward to NF, right? You're going. There's no not. It's happening.
What day is it?
May 11th.
Yeah.
You're going. I got the tickets, buddy. You're going. We're getting a hotel.
I got a DD. I'm good.
I'm dragging your ass. I said
Driving. That's what I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's all I heard.
guess I'm driving now.
I mean, hey, we're gonna need somebody to drive.
Fuck, I'm gonna be
You can just
Indy
drive
though.
us three. You can let everybody else just meet up there. No, you probably got to take Evan, don't you?
I mean, might as well. He lives
He's going.
5 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Calvin going?
Yeah, he's going. He never responded to the text
He
messages.
does not, did
Yeah, but he's going. He better be. If not, he's
Griffin's
still Venmoing
going.
me. He's still Venmoing for the ticket.
Oh, I still need to.
You're good. But by the way, I think to end it off, you want to pull cards? Go green. Go green.
What's that top? So I was just gonna get
Yeah.
the top one. Okay.
Well, you remember
Friendship
this.
edition.
Yeah, we'll see how well we know each other.
Fuck, dude, I don't. I don't know you guys.
What's my middle name?
Albert.
It's weird. Don't worry about it.
Albert.
What's my middle name? You got like, if anybody know, like, I feel like you would know.
It's
Pretty
Robert.
Yeah.
Your mom says it
Yeah.
all the time.
More because of Diesel, not me. It's the dog, dude.
What?
Yeah.
You gonna blame it on the dog?
Yeah.
No, his middle name's Robert. You didn't
No,
know that?
I mean she says your name
No, she's
and middle name.
most of the time when she'll yell Robert, she's talking about her, and everybody looks, or talking about the dog, and everybody looks at me, and I'm like, it's not me.
I did do it.
I promise, it's the dog.
How many are we pulling?
Robert, you piss on the couch again?
We'll do 3 each.
There you go. Merry Christmas. I'm
You
gonna
wanna
pick
look
up the top, so
I mean,
hopefully it's
you
shuffled.
can. Basically,
Goldfish.
I don't have a match. This ain't working. Okay. You want me to go first?
Yep.
Okay. How have we grown, or how have you grown as a person since we first met?
Talking to me?
Both of you, I guess.
What was the question?
How have you grown as a person since we both first met?
I haven't. At least I don't think I have. I think I'm still the same person.
Honestly, I think you kind of. Honestly, I feel like he's about the same.
I've definitely matured.
Well, yeah, you were 12.
Yeah, so
Yeah, you should. If not, we got a problem. Well, that was pretty easy, I guess, because Fredy, I don't feel like has changed much over the past couple years.
no, you kind of just the same person.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not a bad thing.
Nah.
Like, I feel
I
like
didn't say it was.
I feel like, but also between us, it's like I didn't know you in high school. I feel like you might notice a difference from somebody that was in high school to after.
Mm-hmm.
Where like, yeah, I know even Mason mentioned to you guys that he was like, yeah, Brett's changed a lot. Well, we went out to the bar.
He did.
And I'm like, how? Like, I know how, but at the same time, I'm like,
Yeah, he did
Really?
mention that. He was like, yeah, Brett looks a lot different than what he used to when we were in school.
oh yeah, bro, fuck, I probably put on 30 pounds of muscle compared to high school, easy. And I don't know, it might not be lean, but hey, like I still put on some muscle, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah, it's
I'll
true.
take it.
It's true.
I'll take it.
Okay.
All right, you want to pull one?
If we were to meet up for the first time today, would you still want to be my friend?
Depends on how we met. No, probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like that's very circumstantial, but I mean, if we like, let's just say we met each other at a birthday party and we hit it off because we went to bouncy houses together.
and you need yourself.
Yeah,
again.
and then you took care of me. Yeah, that'd be good.
Whoa.
You made sure I didn't die. I don't know. Like, what would have been the first time you guys met? I'm trying to think.
With you?
What I know, but I'm trying to think like what do you guys remember the first time meeting?
Trying to think. Was it golf or was it a party here?
It was a party
It was a
first.
party.
Pool.
here.
Was it pool? Pool party? Or
No,
pool?
it was your parents. Shannon in there.
Yeah.
Okay. So did you guys
yeah.
want to hang out after?
I mean, we kind of knew each other.
Yeah, I knew
Yeah.
who he was, and
So, yeah.
so I knew of him. He knew of me.
and-
Yeah.
Oh, it's
This is
kind
better.
of like me and Kelvin. I didn't know
Yeah, I
Kelvin,
guess
but
that's
we
true.
kind of just hit it off. So,
I'd say yes then for both of those. Good job. I
Yeah.
mean, you did end up moving in with me, so I'd say that's a pretty good, pretty good feeling like, yeah, I'm fine with hanging out with you. All right, Fredy, is up to you, bud.
Do I just pick a random one?
Yeah, you can just
Are
pick
we
one.
going through all three?
We'll go through all of them. Yeah.
Okay. If you could go back in time and give the younger me advice, what would it be?
Don't get shot by the doctor, dude. That scar you for
I
life.
think you have to on that one.
Yeah, I don't think it helps.
What advice would I give you?
Advice I would give you.
Oh no. Don't get on a trampoline. That's all I would say.
Stay off those trampolines, bud.
Yeah, that's.
That actually would probably be pretty useful.
But I would have had a lot of memories I would have missed out.
I guess
So
that's true.
I think I had better memories in there than I had worse.
Negatives, yeah. If I had to give you any advice, I don't know.
I got one for you. You could have given me.
Oh.
Play golf in high school.
Oh, okay. Oh. Start golf early. Yeah, there you go. Actually, either that or start
Walk up
wrestling.
and be
early.
like, hey, have you tried golf? Think about it.
Think about it. He's 14.
You were pretty good.
And he's like,
So.
no. Why would I do that? What values or beliefs do we have in common?
I feel like me and you don't talk about that very often.
I don't think we ever have, actually.
No.
I don't know why. We just haven't. Probably
Yeah.
because you're always gaslighting me about something. I don't know. We never get into the deep topics.
Yeah.
Even when we do get drunk together and he's like, I got shot. I was like, wow, that's like dramatic. Like, it's terrible.
Yeah, I don't think
it's
me
a
and
lie.
you never touched that subject, to be honest.
No, I know that. Why haven't we? We're on a podcast.
I don't know.
You want to do it
Okay.
now?
I don't know.
I mean,
I
Brian and our podcast episode got real deep.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think much about my beliefs or anything like that. Like, I just do what I do when I do.
Like, what do you
What do you mean by that?
like? All right, like what's your outlook on life? Like, what do you think? We're all here for a purpose. Do you think fate exists? Do
See,
you
the thing
have
is,
religion?
I don't think about life.
Any nothing.
No.
You don't think about
So-
philosophy?
You don't.
Nothing.
Like, I believe in Jesus and I know he's my savior, whether people don't believe in that or do. That belief I do strongly believe. I don't go to church.
Yeah.
But
So do you think you wrap a decent amount of your personality behind your Christian morals? I guess.
I would say so. I would say so.
Good baseline.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like feel like that has to do with a lot. My sister would like to say I'm a dickhead, but at the same time, like, I mean, growing up Christian and stuff, I feel like that's why I grew up abstinent. That's why I don't do certain things. That's
And
why.
then, so, like, I believe in what I believe, but I will not judge other people or criticize them for what they believe.
Honestly, I think that's probably. I feel like me and him's talked about this. I feel like my religious background came pretty sacred, like with like my mom being Catholic and then my dad being more traditional conservative Christian, getting like a good variety, and then kind of came to my own realization.
Yeah,
of,
and
of
that's
how I
always
thought about
because,
it.
like, my family was Catholic.
Yeah.
And then whenever I moved in with the Hendersons, they're Christian.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
And I feel like I was like very conservative and narrow-minded with my original like Christian morals, and like later on it came to the point of being like, honestly, it's very hypocritical when it comes to the Christian values in certain ways.
I've always been kind of open-minded about most things.
Yeah, I think that honestly that was probably like one of the biggest changes for me outside of high school, was like becoming more open-minded about things and being more, I don't know, I feel like I don't even know what the right word for it would be, but just like live and let live, kind of.
Yeah.
Like that
And, like,
kind of
I
became
don't
a
let our
philosophy.
differences
No.
get in between a friendship.
Yeah. Like, I
Makes
don't.
sense.
Yeah. No, I don't
Makes
think
sense.
so at all. All right, what do you got, buddy?
Oh, I already did that one.
He just starts reading the same card over and over again.
About to, dude. What made you want to be my friend when we first met? One, Fredy. You go first.
I think that's a personal thing for me. Like, I just want to be everybody's friend. I don't like to know a stranger.
I get that.
No, honestly, that's definitely a
That
Fredy
was
mindset.
Actually, a
usually.
really good answer.
I feel like I'm similar but less than Freddie in that category. But like, I feel like for the most part I get along with a lot of people. Like I had some middle school beef with one guy, and I think it was mainly because I was a new kid at school, and for some reason I seemed to get along with basically everybody for the most part. And he was kind of upset that I feel like I just kind of like merged in too easily. And I think he hated that so many people liked me. Like,
Yeah, people do that. So.
yeah, especially in middle school.
Happens.
But I feel like for you, what was the question again? Just double checking.
What made you want to be my friend when we first met?
Well, I mean, part of it, obviously, I was already friends with your brother, so like I got to know you through that. But I feel like later on, as we started to hang out a little more, I realized you and me had a lot of commonalities later on.
Yeah.
I feel like that's kind of
Well, I mean, like,
why.
I guess ever since Nora left, we actually got into like, I won't say like deep conversations, but we just got into like
Yeah,
pretty good conversations,
exactly.
and that's when we kind of.
exactly. I feel like we the weird thing is I think, and I think I even mentioned this to Bailey one time. I was like, me and you have more in common than me and Noah when it comes to certain things, and so I think that commonality is kind of what drove it to begin with. Because I was like, I think in a lot of ways we are alike.
I do gotta say though,
Hmm.
when you were like just hanging out with Noah, was I the annoying, obnoxious little kid or little brother?
No,
Okay.
I don't think so. No, I wouldn't say so.
I was just wondering.
I mean, Bailey always asked me the same questions to my friends.
Oh,
They,
really?
like, did they like think I was annoying or whatnot? I was like, no, you barely said anything. Like, how could you be annoying? You just sat in the corner. Like, you're the weirdo.
All right.
But I don't know. What do you think of my sister?
I like her. She's nice.
Okay, cool. Easy enough.
Yeah, she's not annoying.
I don't know. I think my sister. That's the thing is me and Bailey are so different in so many ways. But she was a type that like she's gotten out of her shell with college, but she was never very outgoing. She's a lot more like my dad, more reserved, sticks to themselves, and I definitely got more of the personality from my mom, like easily, and you can see it pretty immediately. And so I was always the person that would try like pushing her out of her boundaries a little bit, and she's got a lot better, but she needs to keep working on it. All right, what do you got?
It takes time.
Oh no, it does take time.
I don't know if you guys will be able to answer this one.
Okay, we'll try.
What is something you think I can bring back into my life?
Jumping on a trampoline.
No, I think we're past that.
He's like, I think I'm done with that one.
Yeah.
That one's out of the picture for
Yeah.
sure.
Now we're adults. Those injuries, the insurance does not cover that. So
What
yeah.
could you bring back into your life? I'm really trying. I'm thinking.
Well,
I'm
thing
trying to
is,
think.
I just don't know him that well that he like from now. I mean, all I've known was just like what Fredy does now.
Yeah.
So like whatever him to bring back, I really don't know his past.
Yeah. I mean, even then, like, I mean, obviously we've had a longer friendship, but I don't know. Like we talked literally in the first question. I was like, I don't know if you've changed that much to be like,
that's what
hey,
I'm
you
saying.
need to. He's a pretty consistent person, that's for sure. I don't
I
know.
feel like I'm pretty sad. Like,
He's good. He's like, I ain't chill
Okay,
like
well,
this for the
perfect.
next 20 years. I'm good.
Yeah.
All right, last one on me. Okay. Name 3 qualities you appreciate about me.
You want to go first?
Damn, I don't even got one.
You can
Oh.
go first. It's nothing against you, but I'm not very good at like describing people or stuff like that.
I'm
Like,
not either.
Nikki
but-
asked me the same thing, like, "Hey, like, what do you like about me?" And I was like in what way? Like, things you do.
I don't know. I feel like you could think about it.
Yeah.
So what was the question? What 3 things?
What 3 qualities do you
Okay.
like about me?
Trying to think of 3. We've got a few.
Just throw one in.
I mean, you're very smart in like a lot of different categories. Like
You are.
Just
you,
like-
you do your
like-
research.
I don't know, like
If something
just
intrigues you will-
Christmas questions for something so random,
Yeah.
and you know everything. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you do your research and you do it well.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
That's
yeah.
why sometimes whenever I like used to walk into the wash bay and you guys were like deep conversation about something, I have no idea what the fuck you guys are talking about. But you seem like you knew what you were talking about.
Freddie
So I
just
just walked
walks
in
in.
like, oh yeah, fuck that thing. Like, I was like, stop lying, Brett. That's not how it went. But like, yeah, you do definitely do your research when it comes to that.
100%.
I feel like for you, like just we'll change it up a little bit. Not fuck. Let's go around the circle. We'll just do this for everybody. I feel like for Fredy, one is reliability. I think you're pretty. I mean, every once in a while it might be hard to get a hold of you, but I feel like for the most part, like if I ever actually needed you for anything, you'd be there no matter what.
I do try to be there for everybody.
Like I feel like if I actually was going through some shit, I could call on you and you would be there. You're definitely like a very loyal friend for sure. Riley though.
Yeah, come on.
I'm liable. I'm here.
That's because you live here.
No, one of the qualities I like about you is you're fun loving. I think like you're always down for like a good time. You're always there.
That's what you are too, though.
That's true.
You're the same way. I literally drag you into things. And you're like, all right, let's do it, and we have a fucking blast.
Did you think he was going to like golf at first?
No.
He dragged you into it. See, the same thing. You dragged me into golf.
I drag you out the thing.
I think both.
You go with the flow.
I know the thing
You're
wasn't
pretty
name a
easygoing,
quality
too.
about myself, but I would say one quality that I've noticed over the years is I'm not afraid to. I don't know what the word is, but like almost bring people around one another, like introduce stuff. Like in my eyes, I'm like, you know how some people have separate friend groups, they kind of keep it separated, whatever. I'm like, no, let's just bring them all together. Like, why not? It makes it better. Like, I feel like it's more enjoyable. I feel like if I like you, that person will like you because I try to have good people.
To think that though.
Yeah, but it's like for the most part, I feel like I'm around good people. So it's like I kind of like bringing other people into the fold.
Sometimes that doesn't work though.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just trying to think when I've done it. I don't think I have.
Yeah.
I have a pretty good track record.
Just
I don't think I have
talking
any
about,
like negatives really. So
Yeah.
I'd say that's like a good thing, and I think that's cool where you kind of do the same thing.
Yeah, that's why I'm like, if I'm friends with you, and we have plans hanging out, you bring somebody else, like, well, they're your friends, me and you are friends.
Yeah.
So. Just,
Hey, friend. From
Yeah.
a friend.
Exactly. So is that all? All right, your turn.
Oh, we done?
Did you do one about Fredy?
Oh, am I supposed to?
I don't know. Sure.
you don't have to.
I'm thinking one.
You know?
Don't copy me.
I mean, I think.
I don't know. Like, I mean, you like we've talked. You guys haven't known each other super long.
I haven't known him for a
Is
long
there
time,
a
though.
quality that you've recognized in him over the time you've been around him that you like?
I mean, we already said it, but he's just, I don't know. Freddy's just easygoing. And
It's true. Very
You
laid
are
back.
too.
thank you.
I think we all go with
Makes
the flow.
friendships a lot better.
Yeah.
And easier to.
I feel
Be
like
friends.
that's most of my friends. Like I like that. Like I don't like people that are very standoffish
I don't
because I'm
like,
not.
I don't like fake friends.
Yeah.
I don't either.
I like people that are real. They don't put on a face. And
There's no need to.
no, be yourself. I feel like that's what I didn't do in high school because like yeah. So it's like afterwards it changed a lot. I actually showed my true colors a little bit.
Yeah.
At least a lot more.
So am I going?
Yep. What's your last one?
What aspects of me are you most proud of, and why?
I feel like you're pretty headstrong, but like in a good way. Like you're determined and you kind of make your own decisions. But some people might look at that as a bad thing. But
Yeah.
you do what you think's best for you.
I do me.
He does him. He's him.
I am him.
I feel like me and you are on the same page there. Then, like, I'll take other people's opinions into consideration,
Mm-hmm.
but at the
Oh,
end of the day,
100%.
I'm gonna do what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
What's best for me.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So we're good there too.
Yes, sir.
All right. What's your last one, bud? What you got for us? I'm ready.
Do we deal with conflict well? How can we approach it better? Have we had any conflict? Besides
Joking conflict.
You being a little late to pick me up today.
No. I don't think we've honestly ever had.
When
any
you were late
conflict.
here, what are you talking about, Freddie?
Oh.
You were like almost an hour late.
an hour. I just reciprocated what was done to me.
I didn't know that, so blame it on Bret.
That's fair. I don't know. For me, I'm late. Not all the time.
Most of the time.
It depends on what it is. If it's nothing important, like
Golf is important.
like you know,
10:30 tea time is important.
You guys got.
He was at my house at 11. I was
but
already.
we didn't have a tea time. We didn't have a tea time. We were just saying that's where we were going.
Spoken 10:30.
Yes.
Be there.
The thing is with me and how my brain works with certain things, I lack some time expectations. Like it's always wrong.
I don't. I literally calculate time.
I always
Like,
check my time.
If you say, hey,
I try.
we're gonna be at this place at this time, I will be there at that time.
I try to be.
So if this shows anything, my mom, which I get it honest, always late. Never been on time ever.
See.
My dad, 15 minutes early. Me, I'm typically in the middle. Like I'm earlier than my mom normally is, but I might also stay later. So like that's like the difference for me is like I'm down for the hang. If I come over, I might show up a little late, but I'll be there maybe an hour after everybody else and hang out. And I might overstay my welcome, but I don't care.
We're having fun. We're having fun.
Exactly. Like life's too short just to settle it in time constraints.
Yeah.
That's why I always hang out with everybody. I like to have a good time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You overbook yourself. You do.
Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, he's too popular.
He's gonna need like a
people
calendar. It's like, okay, hanging out with this guy
I think I did
today.
that last week. Didn't mean you have plans, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm Mario over here."
Uh-huh.
Kind of didn't text me.
Right.
You texted me earlier this week and then never responded. So
Yeah. I mean, it is what it is. But no, I don't. Yeah, I don't think we've ever had conflict. I don't even know what we'd have conflict over.
Yeah,
like
that's what I'm saying.
And even if we did, I feel like we'd get over it. Like for me, I feel like the most conflict I've had in a friendship is with Noah at times, but most of that stuff was something that like built up over a long time. It wasn't it wasn't like minor things. Like I don't find that important at all.
I feel like any long friendship's going to have conflict.
Oh yeah,
here and
exactly.
there,
Eventually you'll come across something for sure.
Yeah, like me and Tanner, we're best friends, but me and him have, whether he remembers or not, we've had our conflicts.
Yeah. I feel like for me, though, I've always been a pretty forgiving, patient person compared to some of the people of my family.
See, and I used to not be that way.
Really?
I used to hold grudges.
Like
and
bad?
I would let you know.
Oh, I believe it.
I would let you know. But now I'm to the point where, like, I mean, it is what it is.
No, yeah.
I'm not going to lose any sleep over it.
Exactly.
If you want to talk about it, come talk to me. If you want to go and talk behind my back, go ahead. But if I find out, if as long as it's not work related, if I find out, I will let you know.
That's your third thing. You're forgiving.
Oh, thank you.
I mean, dude, we were carrying tractor weights, and I tripped this guy, and I'm waiting for somebody to yell at me and curse at me and get mad because I'm used to that.
Uh-huh.
And he's just like, "Oh fuck, okay."
Actually, I take that back. You did get mad at me for a few minutes at Tripods when we were golfing, and you almost hit a dinger, and I threw my club right in front of you, and you smacked my driver.
Okay,
I could tell you were.
Those
you
times
were
I might.
Angry.
I think the only times I do get
He just gets
frustrated and
Yeah.
flustered is because I think it's because you guys know that I can take it, but at the same time, you know it gets to me over time. So you just do little things over time.
I mean, of
and
course,
it's always me. The
it's
thing is,
Fredy,
I don't think
too.
it ever happens to Fredy.
It's a lot
it
of
never
Fredy.
happens to Kelvin. It never happens to Josh. It's always me. But honestly, the thing is, I deal with it, but I've also been used to it. I've always been the punching bag.
I mean,
all
I
through
think it's a
life.
lot of
Like,
Fredy just like knowing when to like put it just a little bit over the edge.
Yeah.
Just enough.
I know Brett's line. I usually like tip over a little bit and then come back.
Oh, he does.
It's like filling a glass of water, just like, just a little bit more.
Yeah. I don't know if some of that. Honestly, I feel like some of that patience and forgiveness probably came from having a younger sister, because like you can't, at least with how I was raised, like you can't take out your frustration and anger on a girl like you could if you had a brother.
Like,
And I
I
feel
don't
like
know.
honestly having just a younger sister kind of helped develop that, where it's like if I had a brother, oh, we 100% would have fucking smacked down for sure. Like, I can tell you that. I told Bailey at times, I was like, I wish you were a guy because I would have whooped your ass so many times just from like little dumb shit like that you do, or throw me under the bus with parents or like stuff like that, where it's like I literally physically couldn't do anything as a kid, because as a kid you have a sibling, something like that, you're in the other room and you throw a punch, you punch him in the arm. You can't really do that with the sister, and even if you do, you can't go near. You gotta dial it back. You gotta dial it back pretty hard.
You gotta dial it back and no face shots.
Hey, I can't deny it. I'm punched Bailey a handful of times. She'd say it too, but if it was a brother, I would have been hitting a lot harder. And I think she kind of recognizes that too. I think she knows that there's times she's a rat. She'd throw you out. Let's just say Bailey could not be in a friend group that does some suspicious activities because she'd throw him under the bus immediately.
I think that comes with a younger sibling, because I definitely have done that too.
Yeah, I think it does, but I think the gender difference definitely has an effect on it too, for sure. Changes you, makes you a different person than you realize.
Yes and no. I think it just depends on the person, honestly.
Yeah, personalities, how things mesh, kind of how it works out. But
yeah, because me and Katie. Katie's not a brat, but
but I've thrown a chair before.
No. The thing is, I've ratted like about her before in the past.
Yeah,
but I don't think Katie really has.
The thing is I don't think I ever throw people under the bus, or if so, it's never on purpose.
Did you accidentally slip somebody else?
Yeah,
or
I'm just a pretty open person, so like,
Yeah.
you ask me shit, I'll tell you. Like,
That's how I am too.
I really don't care. Like, you could ask me some
I've
personal shit.
I know what
don't
you mean.
give a shit. Like, I'll tell you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I won't come out and tell you anything, but if you ask me,
Like, I remember one time, this is when I had like my first job, I guess, in high school. Like, one of my coworkers and me would like sit back and talk and stuff when it got like real late and we weren't busy, and I told him some shit that for some people might have been like real traumatic shit they wouldn't want to talk about, bring up, and I was like, whatever, like I'll tell you my story, I don't care. Like, living with a drunk and like dealing with that and alcoholism, it's like whatever. Like, like you said, like, live and let live, but then at the same time, don't hold a grudge, like all that shit. Where like I've always kind of been, and you guys might not know it very well, but like if I talk to my sister or even other people in my family, I've always been kind of a black sheep of the family. Like,
I
my
think
dad's
you
side.
mentioned that before.
My dad's side's a lot more aggressive and grudge holding and can't get over things, and will literally, like, I've seen it in my lifetime where they won't speak for 5 years because something happened, or like something along those lines, where it's like, for me, I'm like, why? Like, what's the point? To me, it just doesn't make any logical sense. Where, and then even on my mom's side, I'm different than them. I'd say I'm more similar to my uncle. Like, that's the only person I can kind of relate to, and so it's like I've always kind of stood out, and it is what it is. I mean, how do you fall in your family? Do you feel like you kind of, I don't know, are you like a lot like your other siblings? And
I don't know. I haven't been around enough to. So like my two older brothers, they literally left with my dad before the oldest one left before I could even have a memory of him. So I don't even know what he looks like besides pictures. Second older brother, he was around for a little bit till like I was, say, 5 or 6, and then he left. So barely remember what he looks like. So I don't even know if me and them two will. I would say my older sister, just because she's the one who, me and her were, she never left my side. It was just me and her all the way until our mom came to pick us up and we were moved here together. So I would say my older sister's the one.
Yeah.
Because then my younger one's like, I didn't.
I was gonna ask, like, how would you fit? Do you feel like you're like your sibling, like your siblings that live in Florida? Do you feel like you are similar enough to them, or do you?
I think to my sister I am.
Yeah.
But
is it just because you're closer in age?
Yeah, to the other ones I don't.
Like, do you feel like you fall in line with your family, or do you kind of feel like you, I don't know, stand out? I feel like all of you, now that I think about it, though, I feel like with your family, each sibling's so different, honestly. Like, there's similarities.
That's what I was just thinking about while Fredy was talking about.
Yeah.
Like, there's anybody I could be like right now. There's nobody.
Yeah.
because my dad's he's quiet.
Yeah.
My mom, she's
A lot
kind of
more-
outgoing.
Yeah, a lot more outgoing.
Noah, he's very outgoing, and Nathan's very solemn, but he's way more solemn than my dad. My dad
Yeah.
would actually have a conversation with
Yeah.
Nathan. You have to force it. And then me, I don't know. I feel like I just in neutral. Like I kind of just sit back while
Yeah.
Noah's always in drive. I feel like,
Definitely.
and then
I could see that
Katie-
because even in certain
and
instances,
Katie's always. I feel like Katie and Noah are kind of the most
similar.
two alike.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
similar.
Yeah, I believe that.
So I mean, but being like in the middle of like, of course I was the youngest of my
Yeah.
family, but then I have a nephew and
That's
then
basically
nieces.
your
So I'm
age.
They're basically. I mean, I want to
They're
say
practically-
siblings.
Yeah, they're
but
like siblings.
they're like siblings. So like just being in the middle. I mean, I feel like. I mean, of course, being an uncle, they probably looked up to me, but
Yeah, I remember when my buddy told me he had a nephew that was older than him in elementary school. I was like, how the hell does that even work?
it's weird. Some people are still weird when I tell them
Oh, yeah.
my family.
Yeah, no, definitely. Like, I think first time I told somebody that was your sister, they were like, wait, what? They're like, huh?
I think that happened with Kelvin.
Calvin was like shocked. He's like, wait, huh? Who?
Yeah.
Wait,
Well,
your
I
si-
mean,
wait, I had no.
If my
huh.
mom didn't, I mean, if we had 7, if
Yeah.
I had 3 more siblings, then it would make more sense, more
Yeah.
lined up, I guess. But,
Yeah, because there's more time.
yeah.
in between.
But since there's a 6-year gap just from me to Nathan,
Yeah,
and then
another 7 between you and Katie.
yeah,
That's a big age gap.
It is.
Yeah, no. So your guys' relationship would be so much different because it would almost be almost like a mothering relationship. I mean, you would have been a baby when she was a teenager, and
she,
That-
she
yeah, it'd be a lot
definitely
different.
she babysat me
yeah,
a lot, and I did not like her. I really didn't.
He's like, you keep putting me in timeout, and I hate this shit.
Well, Katie was a lot more strict than my mom.
Really?
Screen time.
Yeah,
He's like,
very-
you have
well,
no
I mean,
idea.
like, just like, I mean, every mother doesn't want their kid to spend their money, but like, my mom did it to me too. But
Mhm.
I mean, my mom was way more open, I guess.
Yeah,
Like me just spending my money, but she's like, you know how this is going to affect you. Like she would always, I guess, just answer my question, I guess, if that makes sense.
yeah.
But Katie would just kind of make it a stop before it happened.
She's on it.
Yeah, that's Katie for you. She's
But-
always there.
I feel like that's also kind of an older sibling vibe, though. Like, yeah, I
Yeah.
feel like that's kind of typical because, I mean, I feel like that's kind of the same even with my mom and her siblings because, I mean, her and my uncle is only 3 or 4 years apart, but him dealing with his challenges growing up and
So who's older? Your mom?
my mom, she's the oldest. And then, like, my aunt and her being 7 years apart and stuff, so she was
Mhm.
kind of the oldest, the caretaker. Had to watch out for my uncle at the time because
Yeah.
I mean he had who knows how many surgeries by the time he was 10 and dealing with things. So like there's a reason like you look at my uncle and over time if you get to know him you really understand why he is the way he is personality wise just because of how I've heard like my grandparents raised him like with his challenges as a kid. Like if he did fall down when he was trying to walk and dealing with that with his legs and everything, they wouldn't pick him up. They would make him do it.
You
And-
serious?
And because they knew that life wasn't going to be easy for him.
I mean, it
So
makes
they
sense,
wanted
I
to
guess.
toughen him up.
Mm.
And I think that's why, like, at this point, he is so headstrong. He is so tough. At the same time, that's why he's reserved and more secluded is because, like, he's used to doing things on his own, being his own person, and not relying on
Makes
other people.
sense.
He never did. He didn't put up with it. And I feel like I get some personality traits from him. Like it's really weird that because you think about it, you're like, is personality nurture or nature, or is some of like how much of it is genetic? Like, because I mean, obviously I have characteristics personality wise between both my parents that I get from them, but
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of shocking how much and how I act and how I am, how I hold myself. I'm like my uncle, but when it comes down to like how much I was around him as a kid, it was pretty minimal. But at the same time, if I look at my family, I'm probably the most alike with him. and it's just like a weird thing you don't really pick up on until you get older, and then you kind of look at it. You're like, deconstruct things. You're like, oh, I get that from this relative, or I act this way because that's my grandpa's the same, or things like that. Like, I didn't even realize necessarily where I got my blonde hair, because my mom, don't tell her because I don't think she knows, she's not blonde. Neither is my sister, really. But then, like, I see an old picture of my grandpa, and I'm like, oh fuck, I look a lot like him. Like, I have his hair. Like, he had long golden hair, like, in the 70s, like, down to his shoulders. He was a hippie. Like, all this stuff. I look a lot like him. There's just, like, different things you don't necessarily realize.
Where's
that you
that
get
at?
from
Come
so many
on,
different people.
grow it out.
Grow it out? Go 70s style with the stash.
Heck
and
yeah,
dude. So, it's crazy when you get older. Like, you realize it as a kid, but you don't. And then you finally, like, get to an adult, and you start, like, at least, I mean, this is me. I kind of deconstruct things about people and family.
I got nothing
there.
there.
Freddie's like, I don't even pay attention.
I mean,
I
I'm kind of.
No, it's not.
no,
I
I
pay
don't.
attention. I don't remember my uncles.
Yeah.
I'm kind of there with Fredy though,
Yeah.
because my mom, she doesn't talk to her brothers because they're both drug addicts.
Mhm.
They've been to jail many times. They don't want nothing to do with us really.
Yeah.
And then I think you know my dad's side,
A little
but
bit.
my dad was married before, then he married my mom.
Yeah.
But I mean, I've just made that whole side just basically hate us. So I don't know really my dad's sisters or my mom's brothers. So like, I mean, of course, when you're younger, you always have somebody to look up to, and that was actually to Noah.
Yeah.
I always looked up to Noah. So
No, I can see it. I can see it. Well, it's also weird because, like you said, you didn't know your family very well, and it's like on my dad's side, like I know them, but not great. Like, basically, the first time I was probably around my uncles, I was probably 8 years old or older. I was never really around them as a kid ever, because like my uncles and dad weren't talking, and I like the first time I met one of my cousins. He's a baby, and the only reason I met him and met two of my cousins for the first time, and even have been around my aunt in years, was because in like 4th grade or something, we did something for Veterans Day, and like people wrote letters to vets, and my uncle was in the Marines, and he was deployed when I was a kid, and did all that. So I was like, well, hey, we can take those to my uncle. Like we'll drop those off, and that was like the first time I met my cousins, and even then, it's like I technically now haven't seen them in like almost 4 years, and just random stuff like that, and it is weird because it's like, yeah, I'm not close to like that side of my family is just not affectionate. They're not close. Like we never have family get-togethers, nothing. This side's a lot more involved.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
families are so complex.
Yeah, I was gonna say my dad's mom and dad, they died when I was 12. I think that's when my grandma died.
Yeah.
So all I really had was my mom's mom and dad. And I stayed at that house when I was younger, but after that, I was just we never really talked.
What would you say is one of your guys' fondest memories as children that you can think of? For me,
can I just say like an age?
and just I don't know if there's just anything in particular.
Say like probably middle school was like my happiest.
But why?
I don't know, dude.
Okay.
It's just like probably middle school going to freshman.
Really?
Because that's when I was making friends, and that's when everybody had like big birthday parties. I feel like if you knew like a lot of friends and all that, like, so I remember just having like 20 friends over just for my birthday, dude.
For me, I feel like it was probably, honestly, it's probably, and it shows why I'm so close with my grandparents on my mom's side, but like at their house, they had a basement, like a furnished basement and stuff, and they had a air hockey table and Wii and like all this stuff as a kid, and we would go spend the night, spend time there all the time, and I love that house. I mean, it was nothing fancy, but there's just something about it, and it was honestly, I don't think my grandparents understood how distraught I was when they got rid of that house. There was so many memories there. It was so much fun. Yeah, I mean, like my aunt found a stray cat there and I named it and it had kittens. Like just like a bunch of random stuff. But I feel like some of my fondest memories as a child was at that place.
Makes
Mine
sense.
would be my. Pretty sure they were my cousins. I remember waking up in the mornings, just walking to their house. They weren't that far. And that was in Mexico. We walked to their house. The only reason why I remember this is because we had TVs, but we didn't have channels. And my cousins did. So I would literally walk to their house and we would all sit around, make us food and whatnot. And we would just sit there and watch the new Dragon Ball Z episode that came out.
Oh yeah.
That's how I started getting to Dragon Ball Z was over there. So I remember like waking up excited, like running over there to my cousin's house, just watching the new episode that just came out or aired out. I do remember that, and that's why even till now I still Dragon Ball Z one of my favorites.
How old were you when you were thinking about that?
I was
4 or 5.
pretty young, yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
And that's one memory I still do remember.
I remember a bunch of memories, but I never can dial down to one.
We were talking about this last week.
I was
We were
like,
trying to figure out what like your first memory was. Like what's the first thing you can recall?
yeah.
Like that you remember that your age wise?
Like so for me, and I didn't realize that this was a shocking discovery until I talked to some of the people at the office last week. Like my first memory, I was probably like 2.5. It was finding out that I was having a sister. Like I was ecstatic.
Mine was so.
And like Bailey's birth, like I remember going to the hospital. I remember feeding her when she was an infant. I remember like a bunch of memories in that house.
My earliest memory, and I don't even know why I still remember this. I was literally I could barely walk, couldn't even talk, but I remember this.
Okay, what do you remember?
My sister's on my right side, my older brother's on my left side. We're literally looking up at this hill because that's the time where my mom was literally standing on top of the hill, just waving at us. First time that she left us to come to the States, and I still remember that day. Don't understand how, but that picture literally still lives in my head. Has never left.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious. How old would your mom be? Like is she like my mom's age?
She's in her 50s.
Okay. Yeah. So she about my dad's age.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I remember that day. So like I said, my sister was on my right side, my brother was on my left. I was holding on to them, like standing up, holding on to them. And I remember my mom on the top of the hill just waving at us.
Wow.
Don't know how I remember that, but I do.
Wow. So yeah, you probably would have been 2,
Mm-hmm.
maybe.
Yeah, give or take.
That's wild.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy. And then this man can't remember. Like he was pulling up. he was pulling up an age last year. He's like, well, when I was 9, I was like 9. You were practically driving. What are you?
No, not 9.
You were trying to place your earliest one, and the first one you threw out as an example was 9. But I can't remember what it was. And I was like, 9, dude. What the hell?
No, it was the one that put the car in neutral.
Yeah, but I'm saying before that. Before you said that story, you like mentioned something else, and I was like,
I'm sorry
I
that I
was
don't
filing
have a good
taxes when I was
memory.
9. I don't know.
Yeah.
I know. I remember.
What are you, Sheldon?
Honestly, dude,
You never know.
I wouldn't say I have the greatest memory because there's times that like some things just gone, but then at the same time,
stuff I would not remember, but anything else, I can fucking put that shit down.
like I don't remember
that.
events. I can remember things
Yeah,
happening
same.
at like pretty detailed, and sometimes people are like, "What? How do you know
Yeah.
this?" And I was like,
I was like, how the fuck do you remember that? I was like,
"I don't know."
I mean, I know.
Yeah,
I
like,
remember it.
Like, I know so many like memories, like from my childhood and all that, but
Yeah.
like I just don't know how to put it in a
categorize it.
line and
Yeah.
put it on a timeline. You know?
Yeah. I wonder how much different it was for you, because I mean, like, how big of a deal did it feel for you moving in here? I guess, because for me, just in general, moving out of the house, but then also, like, not living where you've lived for 19 years.
It was a little weird.
Just
because I mean, my relationship with my parents. First off, I mean,
very close.
close, very close. I mean, just think about it. I've lived with them 19 years and basically been there 24/7.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, yes, I moved out, and my mom and dad are getting fine with it day by day, getting better. So
big transition.
100%. I mean, me being the youngest too,
Yeah.
and that usually, like,
You're the last one
that
in the
usually
house, right?
digs a hole in their parents' heart.
Like what we talked about this one time, sort of in the live stream, which we were all in. Like when we were talking about like satisfaction in life, like what is it? At the time, we were all said like I think it was something along the lines of like, if you died today, would you be satisfied? And we all said no.
Yeah.
What's something that would be like a life goal that would satisfy something you've always wanted? Like for me, and we really didn't get into it because I mean there was a lot going on during that live stream, but for me, if like I answered that question, and I think part of it has to do with like coming from a split family, moving around a lot. Like my dream even at a very young age was to have a family, have kids, build my own house, and like live there till I die.
That's
pretty much.
literally my answer. Like literally just yeah, having a family and just basically getting your life on track for the future.
Because I feel like for me, I don't know, I never felt anchored to anything. Because by the time I was 19, I had lived at 19 different places. And obviously, divorce household adds that up a lot faster. But like technically, this is the house that I've lived in and been the most secure in for the longest period of time.
Yeah.
Even then, it's well, it has been longer than I thought. Never mind. But yeah, I think that's also, now that I think about it, probably one of the reasons why I'm so attached to my grandparents' house, because it was like that one thing that was always guaranteed.
That makes sense. That does make sense.
Like, because I mean, like, shit, how would you feel like if all of a sudden your parents were like, oh yeah, we're retiring and we're moving to Florida, we're selling the house, like something like that.
Like at what age?
I don't know. Let's just say it happened 2 years from now or something. Oh, they were just like, yeah, we're gonna sell this house and
They
do something.
I
else.
mean, not then they've thought about the camp that they have, and they can fit their motorcycles in it. It's a toy hauler.
Ooh.
And all that. So I mean, they're thinking about that. But my dad just probably within 2 years, yeah. My dad's thinking about retiring, and they're not selling the house, but like every winter, you know how old people are. They're going down to Florida.
You know how those old people be.
I mean, if I was retired, I'd be like, heck yeah, let's go see the States.
The cold hurts your bones. You gotta move.
I think that was the funniest thing. I think I kind of mentioned it to you, but when we went to the second rodeo, we're like, man, this place isn't super full. Like, this is weird. But then at the same time, I'm thinking about it. It's a Thursday at 2:00, and I was probably one of the youngest people in that damn place, like easily. Like the average demographic was 65 plus, and none of them are probably from Florida.
When I used to live in Florida, I used to go to all them rodeos.
Oh yeah, they do. They're so much fun.
Yeah, my
They
uncle
sound
used
like
to be
fun.
a bull rider.
I know, you told me that. That was wild.
Yeah,
Wait, did you say grandpa or uncle?
uncle.
Uncle. Okay. I was about to say, I was like, wait, did I mix that up?
Yeah,
Okay.
my
No,
uncle
that's
used to be a bull rider.
wild. Could you do it? Is it something like that?
No, I don't think I could.
Okay, this was something else we talked
I got
about last
kicked by
week.
a fucking horse, and I don't want to get near them things anymore.
Why'd you get kicked by a horse?
That was on me. It's on me. It wasn't even the horse's fault. So my uncle's a bull rider, right? He bought some bulls and some horses.
Yeah.
Horse was literally eating grass, not minding his own business. I come from behind. Grabbed a tall, fucking, lengthy grass stem or whatever. Tickle his back leg.
What?
Just tickle his back leg. And I was young too. That was like
That
4
horse-
or 5-ish still at the time.
A horse probably thought you
Mexico.
were a fly, dude.
Fucking tickled his back leg. I just remember midair looking up at the sky and an instant fucking pain right in the face. Never again did I get near those fucking horses.
Oh shit.
Just
Fredy?
imagine if that fucking horse wouldn't have kicked me in the mouth and would have kicked me in the fucking head.
Well, technically it did, but yeah.
And lower part. You know, we need the brain. Fucking kick me right in the brain.
Man, his mouth has had it.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. How do you still eat?
I don't know. I'm surprised. Sometimes my jaw does hurt.
The damn trampoline, his back hurts, his jaw hurts from a
Damn
horse.
horse.
Dude, I want to surprise him for a living. Oh, fuck.
That's insane. No, that's what. Oh, no, I
See,
could
like, we get to start talking about shit and I start remembering things.
No, that's wild.
Fuck
no,
them
I
horses.
no, bad horse. I don't think I don't have any stories like that. No, I've never been kicked by a mule. Because we were talking about this last week, comparing ourselves to our siblings on like how, I guess some of it comes to extroverted personalities, but like how much of a daredevil you are. Like, are you very, I don't know what the word is, like not reckless, but I don't know.
I would do it, but I always talk myself out of it. Like, don't do it.
Okay.
Saying what your past is, I don't doubt that.
Yeah, it's came across a lot of shit.
Yeah, like, don't do it.
By now, he's like, I feel like a 50-year-old. I ain't doing none of that. That's
Like-
why he started playing
He's
golf
like-
so early.
He's like,
He's already an old man. He's like, golf's my sport. I can't do nothing else.
he's like, should I do it? Nah.
My neck
How
hurts.
much more can this body take?
Yeah. He's like, never mind. I'm out. Trampoline park? No. Water slide? No.
Oh, my back hurts. Nah.
Yeah.
He's going to go to Disney World with his kids and just be like, nah, I can't.
Like, you guys go. You guys go. I'm out here.
Yeah.
Meet me at Epcot. I'll be over
They're
there
like,
drinking
Dad,
on
you're
the
only
world.
30. Don't matter.
No, I'm not.
I feel like I'm 60,
How's
kids.
that by 2? That's my real age.
Freddie's actually a 45-year-old man, a 27-year-old body, easily.
Dude, I could be. Not gonna lie. I didn't know my I didn't have my birth certificate until like 4 years ago. I didn't know if my age was actually my age, to be honest.
Wait, really?
Yeah, my mom,
Yeah,
when
makes
she
sense.
left, she literally took every paperwork of mine. So
Okay. Well, yeah.
I had nothing to prove where I was.
So do you think you're 27?
Yeah, we paid our attorney and she got my birth certificate.
So
Okay.
this whole time you thought you were Nikki's age until you.
No,
No,
I
okay,
knew
okay.
it was a few
Okay.
age, like a year or two older than them.
Okay.
So I was held back.
Yeah, that was funny when I found out. I was like, wait, what year did you graduate? Because I'm like, wait a second, we're like 5 years apart.
No,
Why-
I should have graduated 14.
I know. And that's why one time I was sitting there, I was like, wait a second, you graduated with these people. You know these people from school. I graduated in 19. They're only this much older than me. Something's not adding up here. And then I sit there, I was like, what year did you graduate? He's like, 16. I was like, that don't seem right. You're a lot older than me. I was like, what happened?
Yeah, because like in Mexico, I was in 2nd grade,
Yeah.
and then I came here, and they put me in 1st grade.
Mm.
And then I passed 1st grade, but they were like, you know, his English is, he can understand it, but he can't speak it. 3rd grade's where we started writing, so if he can't speak it,
No,
that's
that
gonna be a
makes sense.
super hard grade for him. So they were like, let's hold him back 1 more year, and then he'll be good to go.
So do you, I mean,
So
obviously you
technically, I did fucking 3rd grade 3 times. Like, what the fuck?
Oh, no.
I learned the same fucking material 3 times.
He's like, guys, I know. Like, by
He didn't know his
third time,
ABCs.
it's like he gets a test. He's like, boom, done. And they're like, what? Like,
fuck
everybody
that.
else
He
is like,
couldn't
how do you
Like,
know
oh,
this?
that's week 7? Nah, I turned that in 2 years ago.
He had to
Give
learn
him
his
my grade back.
ABCs, okay?
So, I mean, I have to ask. I've always heard that English is like one of the most difficult languages to learn. Do you find that that's true? I mean, obviously you were still pretty
I
young.
had no choice.
No, I get that. No shit.
I got thrown into the wolves. They put me
Yeah.
in class. Fucking showed up to class. Everybody speaking different language. Like, what the fuck is this? I didn't even know that there were different languages.
How was that? Like,
I just showed up to class. Teacher was talking. I was like, am I fucking deaf? Like, am I hearing this right? Sure enough, she was talking.
How-
I was not understanding it.
I guess, how long did it take for you to actually start understanding?
So that first year, don't know how, there was 2 girls in that class who spoke English and Spanish. So the teacher literally put me at the same desk as them.
Okay.
She would teach, they would translate to me.
Okay.
And that whole year, I just paid attention, picked up on cue words that the teacher would say, and they
yeah.
would translate, put 2 and 2 together,
That makes
to
sense.
where by the end of the year, I was able to understand what the teacher was saying.
Okay.
second year they had moved on to second grade, and I stayed in first.
Uh-oh.
So by that time, I could understand it.
Yeah.
So then I started working on speaking it.
Mm.
So once I got into second grade, I was able to speak it a little bit, not so much. I was able to speak it and then understand it. Third grade, I fucking passed that fucking third grade flying colors. Like writing, done.
So I mean, obviously, like you said,
I think
you got
third
thrown
grade
to
is
the
where I
wolves.
peaked, where like that's where I knew, like, not trying to toot my own horn, but I was fucking smart. Like third grade and on, I fucking flew.
Oh yeah, damn. So yeah, you did get thrown to the wolves, and
Yeah.
obviously didn't have like, I guess, a normal language education with
No.
it. No. Did you find it really difficult to pick up on at the start? Like, I mean, obviously, new language. Like, if I just went to Mexico, I'd be like, fuck. But I mean, at the same time, like, I just know the basics from high
No,
school.
I would say it wasn't hard just because.
Like, well,
I was-
I don't know.
I
When I
was-
hear other
I
people
mean, he
talk,
just has
I feel
to
like,
adapt.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
yeah.
have to adapt,
Yeah.
but they also say like the earlier you teach a kid,
Yeah,
the second
exactly.
grade,
Yeah.
the easier it is for them to pick it up. The older they are, the
the
harder
more
it is.
difficult.
So like,
So,
I
like,
was
if you
pretty
tried
young.
to-
I was pretty young whenever I.
But also, do you think, like, with your background in Spanish, like, if you tried to learn Portuguese, like, those are, like, they all Portuguese, Spanish, Italian, and whatever all stretch back to, like, Latin. So there's a lot of commonalities, or French, that's what it is. All have commonalities. So would you find it probably pretty easy to pick up on stuff because there's there's similarities between, like, French and Spanish?
Maybe.
Never
I mean,
tried?
I'm not. No, I haven't tried. I knew it would just be a lot of memorizing. Like,
Oh, yeah.
hey, you already know what this word is. Here's the French word. Just remember that those two are the same thing.
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard other people talk where they're like, yeah, English is hard because, like, with Spanish, it's structured so differently. You got your male and female, like,
Yeah. Like,
acronyms.
what they
to it,
say is
and-
what they mean.
Yeah.
And like you guys have there, and there.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
So like,
I didn't write it.
I'm still not good with there and there. Like sometimes I
So
put
what does there mean?
ERE instead of EIR.
So there is, like, their possession.
Yeah, like there. Yeah.
THEIR.
The other one is there. The other is like there.
Like, I'm there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The other one's
like a
like that's
place.
there.
What about the other one?
And
That's
then
there.
they are
Yeah.
there at the party.
Mm-hmm.
See? We'll teach a grammar class. We'll teach people
He already
English.
knows this shit.
No, we're still learning. He hasn't got his black
No, I'll
belt
be
yet.
honest. I'm still learning English. Like
yeah.
I know, but still a lot of things that like I.
Fuck, I feel like at times I'm still learning English. Probably not to the same level, but
That's
That's
like sometimes
true.
whenever I'm talking, it just like start. I don't know if you've caught it, but like sometimes I'll be talking and like my fucking the way the words are coming out kind of changes a little bit.
yeah. Now you say that, yeah, I think I could
Yeah,
think. Yeah, never thought about it.
and that's not me. That's like me trying to talk and then my fucking voice box just fucking changes. It's like trying to change channels.
Wait, are you talking about voice cracks, or are you talking
No,
about
not voice cracks, like
mispronunciation?
change.
Mispronunciation and the like whenever I'm trying to say something, sometimes like my channel starts changing. Like it starts coming out in English, and then like maybe a word just like starts changing into Spanish, and I gotta bring it back into English.
So I'm curious if my Spanish is so bad though. It really is. My pronunciation sucks. I'm better at reading it. Like if someone had it wrote down, I could probably be like, okay, I know what this means roughly. Like I could give like a general translation. It was the speaking I was never the greatest at.
I know
But then
the
also I
numbers.
feel like with Spanish, but people could also say the same thing, is I feel like people speak Spanish very fast, especially
It
like,
depends, yeah.
natively.
They think it's fast.
I think it is. I was sitting there. I'm like, I picked up 3 words. I don't know what just happened there. What did you talk about? I heard boat and yellow. I don't. Are we on a yellow boat? Where are we going? Like, I'm still very rudimentary, but then at the same time, like, yeah, if I see it, I'd be like, okay, I get that. Like, I understand it better.
Yeah.
I think that's the one language I would want to learn is Spanish. Honestly, I've always kind of wanted to. I just need to
Yeah.
actually take the
I
time
feel like
and learn it.
Spanish
And
would
I'm
be-
about to start. I should start refreshing myself with Spanish because I wanna. It wouldn't be bad to be a translator.
Yeah. No, honestly.
I
Like,
put my name in at the courthouse or hospitals. Like, hey, if you guys need help, I can be on stand call. Somebody comes in, you need translated. Let me know.
I mean, shit, I about did it with you.
Can do it over the phone. I can pull up.
I literally the first time I helped with the showing, I was literally like, Fredy, if these guys become clients, I'm gonna need your help because the dad does not speak English.
Yeah, so like I can talk and I can carry a conversation, but like there's some things where like I know what I'm trying to. I'll say the conversation, but then there's like that one word I stumble on. Like, fuck, I know that word, but why am I not thinking it?
Yeah, trying to make sure you're putting it in the right like understanding.
I mean, that makes sense though.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's totally different words. So
Yeah, for me, I'd still have to say I don't understand. I feel like Mandarin and Japanese are still harder. You guys are drawing. You're not writing anything. I don't know what you're talking about. You got boxes on boxes over there. I don't know what's happening. Like learning to read Japanese would be. I look at it.
Looks
I'm
the
just
same, dude. I don't know why. I'm like, it's terrible.
I mean, I know what you mean, but like if someone spoke it, it's a lot different. But then you
Right.
like read the writing, you're like at least other languages. I mean, I guess if you look at like Ukrainian or Russian, like even that one's weird because like you guys got like symbols in your alphabet. I don't know what's going on over here. Like we have 26, you got like 35. What's going on? Like what are all these extra things? At least Spanish, a couple extra letters
like
makes sense.
We got N,
Yes.
which is N, and then we have Ñ,
Yes.
which is right after N and has like a little squiggly line.
Yeah, exactly. Like, but
You guys
that
don't
makes
have
more
that.
sense. But like Russian, you're like that's. I swear that's pi.
Yeah,
I don't think that's a.
It changes. It changes. It is not an when it has a little squiggly. It's not N.
Yeah.
It's like Ñ, and then it literally pronounces it like that. Like.
Did you
His
learn?
voice does just change.
Like kid is spelled Nino, and it's pronounced Nino.
Nino.
So like
Yeah.
the N changes.
That's true. I need to start learning Spanish again. But then he'll be like, he'll definitely quiz me one day, and I'll be like, fuck. Like there'll just be one day after he knows I've been trying to learn it, he'll throw me under the bus, and I'll be like, damn, I suck.
And then he would just quit it right there.
Yeah.
You're like, okay.
I'll be like, no essay. I don't know. I don't even wait. That's not right. Is that right?
What?
I don't know what I just said.
What'd you say?
I
I wasn't paying attention.
Oh,
To be honest.
he just laughed. He went along
I
with
was
it.
thinking.
You
I was trying to think of examples.
What did you
like
say? No essay?
Me
Yeah.
like being able to talk, but like I'll stumble on a word. Like for example, puerta, door, libro, books, planta, plant, microphone.
Oh, I get the plant one.
Silla, chair, control,
Yeah.
difference, or.
That's the
but,
thing
like,
is there's
your-
certain
your
words
stand,
that line up.
Your stand. I should know the word for it in Spanish, but I don't.
Mm.
And I'm literally blanking on it.
That is the one thing is like there are things that line up in Spanish. You're like, oh, that makes sense. Like you can see the word in their spelling. Like you can understand it. You'd be like, oh, I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
If it's
Like
written out.
This I would call it a control, but you would call it a control.
Controller.
Blur.
Yeah. But then there's other words you come across. And you're like, you expect. I remember in high school we'd be doing something, and it'd be so bad. But he's like, "What's this?" And we just like, it'd be like an object or something, or we'd be talking about something. We'd just be like, we'd add like a O and something to it. And we'd be like, "Is that right?" And he's like, "Not even close." But then the other times you're like, okay, like plant and everything. Like that's very similar. But then there's other words that completely not even close. So
Yeah.
you'd think it would line up a little bit. And you're like, that's like there's an extra 7 letters on that word. And
Like where
I'm
you're
lost.
thinking of the just out of nowhere, and that's
Yeah.
like car,
Yeah,
carro.
yeah, exactly.
You can say that, or vehículo. Different word, still means car.
True.
Which yours is car and vehicle.
Yeah, that's true. Language is wild.
Yeah. And there's a lot of them.
There are. Don't go to Africa. There's like, I think 700 right there. That's why I'm like, if I'm gonna learn any, like it's gonna be like Spanish or French, because the amount of Spanish-speaking countries and French-speaking countries are a lot higher. Same with English. Like if I know like those 2 or 3, I can get around pretty well. Most of Europe, South America, like all that, I'll be sitting pretty. But unless I learned Arabic, then that'd take up a good section of the world.
Mm-hmm.
That one's kind of wild. Pronunciation. I don't think I could try it. It's crazy when you see something like Bailey's roommate. She literally speaks like 7 languages.
Which one?
She speaks. I think
Which
she's.
one?
Oh, Absa.
Okay.
So she speaks English, French. She's learning Mandarin. I think she speaks Spanish. There's a specific Moroccan language she knows that's like very localized. Like she knows like 5 or 6 languages, and she's learning more. And I'm like,
That's insane.
I don't think my brain could compute that. Like, I'd be over here being like, which translator do I need to run through my head right now? Like,
Yeah, no shit.
I'd be like, wait, what language is it again? Like, it's crazy. We should learn more languages. Let's do it. You learned Latin, which I don't know. Like, why would you learn that?
I had to, dude. It was
No
from
one speaks
class.
it.
No,
Learn
no.
sign language.
Ooh,
And then you're gonna have to learn how to speak it.
Well, we
Like,
can just
speak
be those fake people
English,
at courts.
French, Spanish, and then you're gonna have to learn sign language, and then learn the sign language for those 3 languages.
Yeah.
6 languages. Right?
Yeah, you got a point. Yeah. I mean, so do you remember anything from Latin? Like, I feel like if Fredy
I know.
said a sentence to me in Spanish, I could at least decipher it a little bit. But like, how did you guys learn Latin? Like, you guys didn't.
I
were you,
did
like,
take.
speaking it, or like how did?
It's more.
like,
It's more
vocab words?
quizzes
Okay,
than anything.
so it wasn't like
Our
learning to
teacher would
speak
speak it, but none of our students.
I mean, like, it's literally a dead language.
Yeah, I mean, it was
Yeah.
our freshman and sophomore year, dude.
Fucking,
So I mean, like,
my uncle knows.
It's
some
been
Latin
3
just 'cause
years.
of old Catholic shit. Because back in the day, you would, like, my grandpa and grandma would tell me, like, you would go into mass and they would speak some of it in Latin and shit. Like, Tipton, you go in, they're spatting Latin over there, and you're like, okay, cool. Like, you gotta figure that out. Like,
and, I mean, I
don't-
guess some Latin words you just need like a tongue roll.
I can never roll my R's very well.
I
That's the one
can't,
thing I
dude.
can never do. Can you?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, at least I'm not the only
Well, I
one.
mean, just like saying
Oh.
any words like in Spanish. I mean, I guess you have to roll your tongue a little bit.
Yeah, it's literally a different way
And
to
I
pronounce it. Like,
yeah.
it's weird. It's
I
like a whole new
I can't
mechanism.
do it.
Do you know any Spanish?
No.
Oh, I don't.
I mean, the numbers.
I don't know. Like,
Does that count?
how far can you count?
Some.
To like, I don't know, 7 maybe.
All right.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Okay, uno, dos, tres, cuatro,
Quattro.
I don't know how to.
Quattro.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Cuatro.
Quattro.
Cinco,
See, I can't- yeah. Cinco.
seis.
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 Is it seis? Oh, sorry, my bad.
Come on, it's the last one.
Oh, forget it. Honestly,
Siete.
Sante.
Siete.
Okay.
Ocho. Nueve. Diez. Once. Doce. Diez y tres, right? No? Is
Trece.
it still Trece? I couldn't remember which one.
Trece.
Does it change at 14?
Catorce.
Oh yeah, fuck. When does it go?
Quince.
Oh damn it! Which one does it start going like?
Dieciséis.
There it is. 16. Yeah,
I'm
Then
lost.
you start saying like 10
Yeah.
and 7, 10 and 8.
17, 18,
Yeah.
19,
Mm-hmm.
20.
Yep. Oh.
And then you go to 21, 22, 23. So it's just like the 20 and then
Mm-hmm.
the next number.
Yeah.
And then you hit 30, which is 30. And then you go back to 31, 32. So you just gotta hit the
He's
0,
lost.
and then after that is just add the
Yeah. Is there? What is the
39.
word for 0?
zero.
Oh. I couldn't remember. I was like, fuck, I don't know. So wait, how would?
Zero.
Okay. What's it? Okay. I don't know.
Okay. That was our Spanish lesson of the day. Come back next week,
Yeah,
and we're
we'll
going to
go over
learn.
more numbers. We'll go through the alphabet.
Yep.
I couldn't tell you the alphabet right now.
In Spanish?
Yeah. it's been so. I remember, bro. We got tested on it. We're sitting here going over it for a week. It's been a minute, like 6 years.
If you write it down, I might be able to say it.
Isn't there? What is it? Is it 20?
See, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V.
Is that V?
Yeah.
V, W, X, Y, y Z.
Yeah. Isn't it? Is it 28? Right?
I counted 27.
Was it 27? I knew there was one or two more. I can't remember.
That's how I skipped one. Which I could have.
It sounded right.
I was
as soon as you said it,
trying to picture it in my head, like the whole alphabet.
As soon as you start going through it, I started to remember a song that we would listen to in class. I'd be like, it's hitting. Hey, that's why you got to learn language, songs, and apparently watch
Fredy?
Friends. You know how many people around the world learned English just from watching Friends?
Yeah.
Like literally, probably 100 million. Easy.
There's a lot of people that are self-taught.
Especially English.
I mean,
most of it is through
yeah.
TV, honestly.
TV or just like they made apps now.
Yeah, just watch a movie and just fucking change the subtitles.
I was gonna say watch a Spanish movie and put it subtitles English.
Well,
Yeah, that would probably be better.
True. But then at least I could read.
I just said put a movie and change the subtitles. I didn't say what language to start and finish.
Yeah, I guess that's true. I do like some Latin music. It's nice. They got it. They got the rhythm.
They can move.
Bro, they can move. You want to go to Argentina with us?
Who's going?
Us. You're gonna help us out.
You're included.
I mean, they do speak Spanish a little bit.
Oh.
I think some words change.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, obviously,
I think with all
there's
Spanish, there's a lot of Spanish, and it changes.
Yeah, it's kind of integral to the
like in
region.
school they taught us obviously Spanish, but then they would teach us
Spain,
yeah.
Spanish.
So like I'm from Mexico, so like the teacher would say some stuff like,
That's different.
when the fuck did you learn that? In Spain?
Yeah.
Like, well, that's not
Yeah, I know that.
Mexico.
Yeah, I know
So,
there's
like,
differences.
I know there's differences in the way some places speak Spanish, but this is what I learned in Spain, so this is what I'm teaching you guys.
Yeah. Did you ever meet Mr. Henderson at Tipton by chance? I feel like you might. Like, he stands out. You would like if you saw him, you'd be like, Henderson. Nah, he traveled to Mexico a lot. He would always go down to Yucatan and go down there and stay with people. The stories he'd have was really cool. I remember when he told us that there was corn ice cream, and I was like, "What? We gotta go."
No.
Yeah, their ice cream flavors are a lot different.
Corn?
Yeah. Maize.
Have you had it?
No, I was poor, dude. I didn't even have my own shitter. What do you mean?
Sorry. What do you want me to say? Best of luck.
Shit.
Don't look at me.
All right. Well, fuck it. I think that's what we're gonna call it. We're done with our Spanish lesson.
Yeah. Fuck it. Do you want to end it, Freddie, in Spanish?
You call. Oh.
In Spanish, yeah. End it.
No, you got it.
Oh,
I don't know. Just like. Oh. Okay.
fine.
You got it.
No. I wanted him to do it in Spanish. Now I'm bummed.
You wouldn't understand it. You don't know what he was saying.
Some people might have.
Yeah, I've never heard you finish the cast, so finish it off.
Cast.
The podcast.
Oh.
You got it.
I was going to start it, and you said, nah, I got it.
Alright, now you
All
finish
right,
it.
you got it.
All right, guys, that's going to end it for this week's episode.
Oh yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed,
Mhm.
and hope you guys liked Freddie.
Yeah. Exactly. We need to have him on again. Have him on with Kelvin. Maybe do a 4-person pod.
Do a
Change the
British
studios.
and
That'd be
Spanish
cool, that'd be
podcast.
cool.
There we go. He can teach us his language. Mum.
I might be trilingual by the time I leave
Oh
here.
shit! You got a point. Crumpet.
You guys might be bilingual. Could be trilingual.
Oh, you got. He has a good point here. Crumpet. And,
I guess.
you know,
Mum.
smoke a fag. You know, you gotta do what you gotta do over there.
All right. Okay, then. All right, yeah, we're going to end it. So,
All right. We'll see you guys all next week. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, and check out the live streams when we are streaming. And we'll see
Yes,
you guys
sir.
all later.
peace out, guys.
Peace out,
See you
everybody.
guys.